you go. I think my mic is on now. That's funny. It just randomly unplugs itself sometimes. But welcome on in, everyone. We're good. I'm all set to go. I was silent there on purpose, not because my mic randomly unplugged itself, just to test you all. But we're good to go. I think I'm all set. Let me just do my last preliminary checks. Good thing I checked my mic. Jeez, imagine reading this without my mic on. That would suck. Am I good to go? Am I good to go? I'm good to go. Okay, I ran outside. Wait up! I hastily stepped into my shoes and chased after the cat. What's going on? Did Sasasagawa-san turn into a real cat? Feels like your own body is no longer your own. And on top of that, the longer I stay a cat, the more it feels like I really am becoming a cat. Isn't that really dangerous? An unpleasant feeling began to grow inside me. And there I was. I had made it into the place we were not supposed to be able to enter. What did the cat want to show me? Me! The black cat was crying atop a mountain of trash. I could tell that this place was special. And why did you bring me here? Or is there someone here you want me to meet? Well, the black cat stopped me, and with its yellow eyes, maybe someone was manipulating the cat just like Kyosuke did. If so, is the master of this world here? Hey, is there anybody here? I called out. However, I didn't get a reply. Instead, a voice began to echo in my head, along with some words. With it came words. I could hear words as images in my head. I am here. Something was said to me. What do you mean? It's just me and the black cat here. Or when you say here, do you mean here in the real world? Tell me, what do you really mean by here? After that, nothing happened. Who said they're here? This had to have been a hint. Yet, what am I supposed to search for with that? Despite looking like a hint, it also seemed like a riddle. Oh, heard Sasasagawa-san's voice from the cat. Sasasagawa-san? What is it? It seems like she was asleep. Are you alright? Again, what is it? Actually, you seem fine, so never mind. Alright then, good night. Wait a sec, we're outside. Rat, she fell asleep again. Guess I was going to have to carry her back. At least she was light as a cat. Try to go back to that place once more before returning to the dorm. I can't get in. Honestly, what was that? I am here. At that moment, only the black cat and I were there. No, it wasn't just the cat and I. As far as being here, Sasasagawa-san was also there. I went over and what happened once more. Huh? I think I was just sleeping. But did I have any dreams? Tried to remember through my grogginess. There's nothing unusual about being unable to remember your dreams, yet I was strangely curious about the one I think I just had. Next morning, I didn't get much sleep. I'd woken up earlier than normal and couldn't fall back asleep. Oh, I should text everyone. Wrote a message to everyone I normally ate with. Sorry, I can't eat with you this morning. Got some work to do. I pushed the send button. Hoped that would cover up the fact that people had disappeared. Oh dear, you were up rather early today. Yeah, there wasn't much more I could do. The rest depended on Sasasagawa-san putting in some effort. We're up early too, Sasasagawa-san. I did not sleep particularly well last night. I'm sure Sasasagawa-san had her own things to worry about. I walked down the outdoor corridor by myself. It was quiet here. I wasn't sure if it was because of how early it was or because I was alone. Wait, realized I hadn't run across a single member of the Little Busters. Cood usually got up early, and she was supposed to still be here. 5 minutes before the first class. Nobody's here. Not only that, but less than half of the class were present. It's a little early, but I think we'll begin. Homeroom started just like any other day. Hold on a sec. Hadn't seen Haruka-san or Cood yet. Does that mean they're not here? And even more importantly, Kengo's not here. Someone opened the door. Oh. I'm late. Oh well, just take your seat. I was relieved. He's still here. After looking around the classroom, he sat at his desk. After homeroom, Kengo came over to me. Riki. Yeah, what? Riki, where are we? Sure enough, he had realized it. You told me not to ask you, but you didn't tell me not to think for myself. and I get this feeling that we're in another world. Riki, what is this place? Why is nobody here? Can you answer those questions? Kengo. You can't tell me, huh? I can't, but there's someone else who can. They couldn't do it yesterday, but in that case, take me to that person. Eh? I certainly knew how it would play out. It's not like there's any point in attending class in this world. That's true, but can I have a little time to prepare? Okay, don't mind waiting a little longer, so long as I get to hear the truth. Meet me in the backyard. I don't like the mood in here. Sure, let's go get Sasasagawa-san. Left the classroom. On a minute. Okay. I could only hear my own steps as I walked. It was so quiet. Would have been way noisier than had this been my normal school. Must not be many people left now. Glanced out the window. What is that? Went to the roof to verify what I saw. How could I explain it? It really was a bizarre sight. That was the best way I could think to describe it. It had vanished. The entire town was shrouded in white. I guess there wasn't anything there anymore. In other words, this world's collapsing. It seemed like the master could no longer maintain it. Despite this world's rapidly decreasing population, it wasn't going to last. This was like a sand castle on a beach. No, that analogy wasn't quite right. This world is like a cloud of smoke. It dissolved even as it rose into the air. It was a fragile, peculiar spectacle. If this world were to come to an end before it could fulfill the reason it was created, wouldn't it have all been meaningless? I have to do something. At that point, I probably should have thought about why the world had begun to collapse. The world was fading away. Should have considered what that could mean. Sasasagawa-san! Looking herself over in the mirror. Oh dear, what is it? Well, I just noticed something bad. There's nothing left outside the school. What? It's no longer a matter of getting out of here or not now. There's simply nothing outside the school walls. So you'd better hurry up and tell Kengo. But wait a minute, please. Eh? Does Miyazawa-sama have anything to do with the world outside the walls vanishing? That's, you're implying he is the master. Didn't expect her taking it that way. Didn't think it was. No, I just thought, if you think he is, you should find out for yourself. That is... Didn't say it. I did say that, but... I remember she did. And I know I was sticking my nose too deep into it. Understood. I will go and talk to him. She answered with a sigh. Alright then. But before that... Yes? I do not look strange, do I? Well... How's my hair? How about my hair? Must have been doing her hair when I came in earlier. Did my best to spot anything she might have missed. I think you're good, no different from usual. Need to be different. I will do it over again. She went back to the mirror. 10 minutes later. Very well then, let us go. I couldn't tell what had changed. Well, just as long as she was satisfied. Pop. Turned into a cat. Can I say what I'm thinking? You may not. Oh, okay. The time she spent on her hair, what was it for? Didn't remember how many times we already repeated this, but with Sasasagawa-san in tow, I went to see Kengo. Sasasagawa-san! I called her name. You're moving both of your forelegs legs and hind legs together. Oh, am I? She seemed rather tense. Kengo stood in the backyard by himself. He appeared to be meditating. So what do we do? Could you go first? Sure. I had promised her I'd do that much. Kengo, you're here. So what's the one to tell me the story? Well, before that, there's something you need to know. What's that? Had enough stalling already. I swear this is the last thing. Alright then, I'll hear you out. It's about Sasasagawa-san. Sasasagawa? What about her? Well, I was searching for the right word. Sasasagawa-san hit me several times on the foot. I assumed that she was trying to tell me what to do this right. I gave her a nod and turned back to face Kengo. She froze stiff, holding her breath. By any chance, is it Sasasagawa? Is she the one you said is going to tell me the truth? I nodded wordlessly. I see. She sometimes acts oddly and does strange things. I don't think she'd ever pull a prank like this. If she has something to do, she must say. Of course I'll listen to her. But I know she has feelings for me. So he had realized as well. Well, anyone would if they were approached in such a straightforward way. But what am I supposed to do for her? I cannot return her feelings. He said it. but I still had to say what I needed to be said. Kengo, may not remember anymore, but you helped Sasasagawa-san out once before. I did. He tried to think back, but it didn't seem like he remembered. You did, didn't you? I heard you recovered something very important to her. What? Ah, could it be that? Did you remember? What about you? Do you remember? Eh? I did hand the uniform she'd lost back to her. But you were the one who picked it up out of the river. Eh? It was last summer, don't you remember? Hang on a second. As he mentioned it, I started to remember something. It was during a holiday last summer. Kengo and I had gone shopping. Huh, look at that. Eh, what is it? Recognize that uniform. I believe it belongs to the girls' softball club. Look, it's stuck there in the river. Oh yeah, sure it's important to someone. We should get it now. We should get it out. Agreed. We're in luck. There's a long pole here. Let's use this to pick it up. Okay. Almost there. There we go. Ah! Shoot, I dropped it. Hey, you can't just dive in. The river's deep. Thanks for helping me up, Kengo. Ended up fishing you up instead of the uniform. Look at you, you're soaked. Ha ha ha. Anyway, you better get back to the dorm. Yeah, then can you take this to its owner? She might be looking for it. Okay, I will. That's what happened. Yeah, I finally remembered. So that uniform was Sasasagawa-san's. You didn't know? No until now? No. Huh? That was the event that caused Sasasagawa-san to develop feelings for Kengo. And earlier Anyway, Please hold your tongue! She explained loudly and stepped in front of him. A cat? Wasn't that Sasasagawa's voice? Riki, what's this all about? It seemed like he was also able to understand her. In this world, Sasasagawa-san's a cat. However, it would have been way noisier had this been my normal school. Must be because of what he'd said before. Well, it is true, I had been in love with you. However, she stopped speaking. Miyazawa-sama, what is that? Eh? A white mist suddenly surrounded Kengo. What the hell is this? Kengo! Damn, what the? We're unable to do anything. Riki! Kengo! Miyazawa-sama! What's going on? What is this? Whoa! And with that, Kengo vanished into the fog right in front of us. He got ejected. No way! The two of us just stood there dumbfounded as the white fog started to dissipate. Kengo had disappeared. What I thought was the world's purpose turned out to be entirely wrong. And that left me with much to mull over. But what mattered the most was, I was the one who caused her to like Kengo. What should I do? What an awkward situation. I had to say something though. We lost Kengo. What in the world is this? I am completely the butt of the joke now, aren't I? Had no idea what to say at times like that. I'd done something unnecessary again. It was hard to digest. One of the good deeds I did for someone ended up bringing them such an unpleasant result. The word officious must exist to describe someone like me. I'm sorry, it's all my fault. No, whatever you did, the result would probably have been the same. Your apology will not get us anywhere. But, no buts. Sorry. Like I said, you need not apologize. Alright, I'm going to look. I'm going to do... Let me check again. Okay. I'm going to save... Yeah. Alright, I'm going to... Let me look one more time. Okay, stay with her. I thought I should stay here with her. I had no idea what I could do for her, but I should be around in case she wanted me to do anything. The awkward atmosphere hadn't changed. I got dumped, she whispered. Yeah, this really is quite vexing. Yet, somehow I also feel refreshed, and more or less expected to turn out this way. You might find this funny, but I do feel some relief. Perhaps Miyazawa-sama should simply continue to be someone I look up to, and, well, I turned out to be mistaken. Still, that doesn't change the fact that he is a very portrait of my ideal man. And besides, I'm starting to think that the feelings I have for him might not actually be love. I cannot put it into words well, but it is not about being nice or handsome. I think it is more about making you want to be with him forever. I see. He managed to sound so positive, despite having been head over heels for him. I'm impressed, Sasagawa-san. By what? If I were you, I'd probably be too depressed to do anything. Of course, even I am. Deeply heartbroken. Ooh. Ooh ah. What? Sasagawa-san? My words backfired. I am fine now. Glad to hear that. She could switch her mood quickly. I think that was one of her good traits, but I was sure she was just pretending to be alright. Even though he hadn't said it to her face, she had still been rejected by the person she admired. Would you please not make that face? Sorry. I keep telling you this, but apologizing really does not change anything. Instead, I would rather you cheered me up. She was right. Agreed. Anyway, now that we have even lost Miyazawa-sama, yeah, then we still just have to do what we can do by ourselves. Sure, let's go searching again. My theory had turned out to be completely wrong. One mistake just led to another. I think I learned my lesson. I had to start over again. Still, I was sure I was pretty close to the truth. And on top of that, please do not have any strange expectations only because you were the one who helped me before. She pinched my cheeks. Miyazawa-sama is far more admirable than a short sissy like you. Hey. Huh? She let me go. Jesus, bus. Seems I got dumped too. Speaking of Kengo, what did you try to tell him? He had vanished before he could finish her words. Nothing you need to know, but... None of your business. Let it go already. She stormed off. What was up with her? There weren't many people around. Seems none of them really cared about this bizarre situation. They all acted like dolls. We might as well go back. But... I appreciate your concern, but I believe you should be more concerned about your own spirits than mine. Do I look that down? Yes, you do. For crying out loud, I cannot understand what made you like that. She started walking off. Well, I really think I'm feeling that down. When she returned back into a human, she put on the apron and began to cook. Alright then, I'll cheer you up by having you eat something delicious. You may name anything you want, and I will make it. Then please, cook something you like. I'm not sure anything would be good if you're the one cooking it. And to me, she appeared to be the one in need of cheering up. Of course I'm going to cook what I want as well. Got it. There was nothing stopping her from making more than one dish. We have the necessary ingredients. I can cook up anything you name. Like the green peppered steak you made before. It was super delicious. Oh, then we'll only need one plate. Oh, so you liked it too, Sasagawa-san? Not really. I was merely thinking about cooking that since you seem to have enjoyed it the most. But didn't you say you were going to make what each of us wanted? Shut your mouth. I'm going to make 2 portions of it anyway. Maybe she was trying too hard to be considerate of me, just like I was being of her. I nodded, telling myself it was going to work out. I had to do my best, for Sasagawa-san's sake. She said she would. Sasagawa-san cooked 2 portions of the main dish, which made for quite a large supper. She also included a generous amount of sides. Phew, I'm so full. Are you feeling better now? I am. Then all is well. She began washing the dishes in a bright mood. Things would probably work themselves out. That was just some feeling I had. The rooftop. I came up here with Sasagawa-san, who was obviously a cat. On sunny days, you could bask in the warm sun while the breeze kept you cool. However, the current breeze felt somewhat inorganic, and it was quiet. It was so quiet here that actually felt chilly. I had searched all over for people since we left my room. We hadn't run into a single person. It reminded me of how I felt after seeing a music video on TV when I was a kid. There were adorable puppets in it. However, they trapped the boy, the main character of the video, in the picture book at the end. Even though the song was supposed to be just silly, I found it mysteriously chilling. How much longer will we be able to stay in this world? I don't know, but what if it can possibly get any smaller than it already is? I think it'll still last a little while longer at this size, which means we still need to find the culprit, the master. Her choice of words told me that she still had a negative impression of the one behind all this. That was understandable. I wanted to know why this world has been created, and believe that it would come to an end should we fulfill its purpose. Recalled Kyosuke's words. I was sure there was nothing malicious about this world. I was certain that that was the case since Kyosuke wanted me to fulfill the world's purpose. Problem is, we don't know what the Master is. Seems we're the only ones here. Well, the two of us and the Master, who was hiding somewhere. Even though the world had been reduced to this, the rules still seem to be in effect. So I'm sure we should still be able to find its Master. Is that part of the rules? I reckon so. Because in order to make their wish come true, they really don't need to interfere. They're doing this because there's a good reason for it. And because that good reason, we are here agonizing over it. Identifying the Master would surely help us figure out what their wish was. Thus we needed to meet with the Master to make their wish come true. Even if they weren't allowed to use any shortcuts to make it happen, we should be able to eventually meet each other. If the chances were 0, that would really mean that this world was aimless and meaningless. To put it another way, we're still supposed to keep searching for them. I agree. Thus we wandered all around the school, past classrooms that wouldn't let us in, doors that wouldn't open, the world now locked like it was made of paper mache. We kept wandering around aimlessly. Nothing in the world changed, yet time kept ticking by. We eventually got hungry and sleepy. I now understand the importance of emergency rations. So do I. We're slurping on cup noodles with cabbage. Cabbage was added to make up for the lack of nutrition, if only a little. Must thank Masato for these. Must have stored these as snacks, as there were still a bunch of other instant noodles left. There were some vegetables left in the cafeteria, refrigerator, although we had to give up on the rice. The rice cabinet was locked tight and we didn't have the key. When the cafeteria staff was still around, they had provided it to us. Before long, Masato's stock of noodles would run out. We might have to break the lock when we run out of food. Come to think of it, we were running out of the cup noodles in this room. However, the vegetables in the cafeteria seemed to get restocked despite there being no staff members. Only this room was different from all the other places. A little too late for me to realize this, but it was also the only place where Sasagawa-san could change back into a human. This room was the only spot in this world in which the rules weren't applied. At least we hadn't found any other place like it yet. But Sasagawa-san even remained a cat when we made it behind the school building. There seems to be many things I've yet to realize, but I wondered how many of those unknown were connected to the Master. Would have been quite helpful to find something more concrete. Guess this isn't the time for me to think about it yet, though. Sasagawa-san decided to tell her everything I just came up with. However, even after sharing all of it with her, we weren't able to make any more progress. And we ended up going to bed. Okay, good night. Night. Got in bed and closed my eyes. Will she be able to sleep, I wondered? Too many things happened today. Usually have a hard time falling asleep when I had something on my mind. Even so, I didn't have as much trouble with it now than I had before. I was reminded of what Kyosuke had said. The world was like a dream somebody was having. If this world really were a dream, it would be kind of weird for the people inside to have dreams as well. Hang on a second. Have I been having dreams? Yeah, I had been. I've been seeing somebody else's dreams the last few days. Every night, part by part. In real life, I had experienced none of the things that had happened in the dreams. I had no memories like those. They belonged to someone else. However, there was just one thing I found similar, and it was... Why didn't I realize it sooner? You don't realize something until you realize it. Same goes for dreams. In other words, the dreams I was seeing were... Here. Can I make it? In? I am here. Those 3 words have been the answer to all the questions I had. I made it in. I was certain that this place held the answer. And then, the one right in front of me was, so you are the Master. On the top of the small mountain of garbage, the Master, black enough to blend into the dark of night, gazed at me with its yellow eyes. It was that black cat. It was the black cat that Sasagawa-san has turned into. There's nobody other than me and her left in this world anymore. However, there was only one other thing here with us. Who would have thought a cat could create a world? Had I thought about it calmly, this would have been the only reasonable answer I could have come up with, because the only ones left here were me, Sasagawa-san, and this cat. Remembered what happened in the dreams I've been seeing the past few nights. I'm guessing you're the one who made me see them. Sorry, let me check something. Okay. I guess you're the one who did the thing. You showed me how you've been living your life until now. The dreams were about your experiences. Isn't that right? The black cat cocked its head to the side. Looks like you can't speak. Even in this anything-goes world, it still seems to be impossible for an actual cat to speak. If it was possible, the cat would already have used words to lead me to this place. Had to show me such a fragmented image because it was the only thing you could do, wasn't it? The black cat let out a cry, walked up to me, hopped at my feet and looked up at me. Its eyes met mine, and I closed my eyes. Began feeling the same thing I had yesterday. Things started pouring directly into my head. The difference was that this time they weren't fragments. The concepts were so undefined and massive that I couldn't describe them with a single word. It was as if I'd been sinking into them, drowning. It was as if I was turning into somebody else. I felt back the sensation, and I was easily able to push back the wave. This time I was beginning to wrap the wave around myself. Ah! I think this might have been what Sasasagawa-san had been feeling. No, it must have been, since this seemed to be the only way the cat could communicate with us. This world is a dream. Dreams are made of images, which means that everything in here was an image, including ourselves. By synchronizing those images, it seemed possible to share one's memories with another. By transmitting one's memories, one could convey their thoughts to someone else. And what was currently flowing into me were images of that belonged to the black cat. That strange transformation Sasasagawa-san had been experiencing was due to the fact that in this world she's not only a girl called Sasasagawa-san, but also the cat. The black cat must have been hiding inside her all along. He must have been hiding in some unreachable part of her mind. He had to keep himself hidden until someone noticed him. However, Sasasagawa-san herself had been rejecting such awareness, and if I became the one to accept it. Little by little, something vague began to take shape, turned from liquid to solid, then started to move. Yet it also looked flat. It was just like an old movie, a monochrome motion picture with background noise, incomplete video, fragmentary and comedic. Now I could clearly perceive it. That was because I knew this was a dream. Never had a lucid dream, but what I'm currently watching made me think that all dreams might be like this. Then the dream began telling a story. Whoa. At first, visions full of happiness. The cat was with its surrogate mother. On cold days, they cuddled up together by the heater. On rainy days, they watched the rain beating on the windows. Sunny days, they basked in the sun. There was no worry for food. In the morning, the cat did whatever he wanted. In the afternoon, he spent his time relaxing. The cat was living a really happy life. But then everything around him turned cold. His den was destroyed. People who had always been around him couldn't be found anywhere in town. He was suddenly alone. He had thought that happiness would last for all eternity. However, now he had nothing left. Hey Zero! Here for treasures? How about here for kitties? Days of heavy rain, days of freezing snow. No matter what kind of day, he would spend it looking for food. Some treated him kindly, but most people paid him no need. After some treating him treated him cruelly, did everything he could to live on. For a while, he stayed with other cats in a similar situation. They fought each other for food. Before he noticed, some of them were gone, and one after another they disappeared the same way. Eventually, he found himself on his own. He even chased out of his territory, but nonetheless, he kept struggling to live on. I have no idea what he might have felt during those days, but one thing was for certain, the cat did survive. Several springs later, the cat was now so worn down that he bore no resemblance to his former self, but he kept on living. One day he reached a school. It was a place I saw almost every day. He was so weak at that point that he could tell he wasn't going to last much longer. Then he saw his mother figure again. He recognized her. He recognized Sasasagawa-san. But she did not recognize him. Who could blame her? After living the rough life of a stray for the years, his appearance had completely changed. If he'd still worn his collar, it would have reminded her of him, but that too was long gone. Thus he was rejected by her. To her, the black cat was nothing but a symbol of her bitter past. She had loved him so dearly, but to be able to put him behind her, she had to make herself hate him. How could that be? Her cat had returned to her after all those years, and if they could live together again, it'd be such a happy ending. Hey, Sasagawa-san, this is the cat you were living with. He's still alive, and he's right in front of you. You have to notice him. I know she couldn't hear me. After all, I'm in a dream now, but I couldn't help but want to tell her that. Even if you do all you can, there are things that can't be delivered. Even if you do all you can, there are things that can't be told. It was a given. What a merciless reality it was. Oh, the cat was about to leave this world, so couldn't reach Sasagawa-san. This world was the last flickering moment of its life, and that was why he was here. I felt so incredibly frustrated and extremely sad, but I still couldn't do anything for him. Hey, what do you think? I boasted the cat. Memories were being projected to me, but I couldn't learn his feelings from that. Love? Regret? Confession? Grudge. This is kind of hurting my eyes, actually. Because it was much like watching a silent movie, perhaps your voice is what best expresses your feelings, and that must be why the actors in silent movies have exaggerated their gestures and facial expressions. Without doing that, nothing will get through to the audience. But the only one I was watching had no gestures in it either. I wondered what those characters were thinking. I couldn't figure it out, and that frustrated me. Just what? Just what? Without those memories of yours, just what do you wish in this world? I asked. No answer came back. Sure, he wanted to convey his feelings to Sasagawa-san, but he had never been able to do it. Well, he couldn't even tell me. This had been amazingly difficult to do. Even with words, there are feelings that one can't get through to another. I woke up. I was in bed. The top bed, on which Masato's supposed to sleep. My awakening meant that I had been asleep just a minute ago, and the dream that I saw, remember it all. It didn't matter whether it was real or not, because this world itself wasn't real. So what I had to do was... Sasagawa-san! I jumped out of bed. Wake up, Sasagawa-san! What is happening? You are being too loud. Figured it out. I figured everything out. Everything about what? I figured everything out. Jeez. I'd love to hear it, but... Your face is a little too close for comfort. Would you mind getting off? Sorry. I got too excited. Collected myself. Well then, what is it you have figured out? Well, about the master. I know where they are. Where are they? We have no time to sit around like this. Hurry up and lead the way. Hold on a second. What is it? Why would you want to stay here a moment longer than we might be able to get out of here? That's because, well, what is it? I want you to calm down and listen to me. She did herself back down. What is it now? You look very serious. Sasagawa-san. Geez, just say what it is you have to say. The master, they're currently behind the school building, and that place we couldn't enter earlier. Currently? Yes. Where were they then when we sought them then? Been searching in the wrong places all along. Where have they been? Right inside you, Sasagawa-san. I mean, the master is the cat that you've been transforming into. I thought you were transforming into the cat since your consciousness remained while in that form. But the truth is, your mind has been in that cat's body, and that black cat is the master of this world. He's hidden himself away inside of you. It's because he had something he wanted to tell her. However, he hadn't been able to, and I found out instead. What horrible irony. And the cat is the one that you used to have as a pet. I see. It was only the slightest hunch, but I did suspect that. But this black cat is... Yes, it's the black cat we saw back when we were in school in the real world. And now we know why he followed you around like that. I once tried to figure out if there was some connection between that black stray and Sasagawa-san's cat. And in the end, they turned out to be one and the same. Although the answer was that simple, it ended up taking such a long route to arrive at it. He's still alive, and he's here now. His appearance and everything have changed, but he finally managed to see you again. Sasagawa-san was silent for a long time, her eyes cast down. How long? How long has he been living as a stray, I wonder? Nobody ever took him in. Seems he's been on his own ever since he got separated from you. I see. All these years. Yes. Supposing if I were to meet up with him here again, and return to the real world, will I be able to live with him there? I don't think she could. I believe we were here because this was his final wish. It would likely be impossible for his tattered body to recover. No one could save him. All I could do was shake my head in denial. Other silence followed. Look at that clock. The digital clock keeps blinking away. Ah, that counts by seconds. Seeing that blinking makes me feel somewhat strange. Each time it blinks, time passes by. And the more time goes by, the more things there will be left behind. Sometimes I wish tomorrow would never come. I think that's something everyone occasionally wishes for. We move forward because we're compelled to. If we could go back in time, or say at a certain point of time, there would never be any tomorrows. I know, it is merely something that crossed my mind. Just like you can't slip back to a fun time and stay there, you can't erase the hard times of the past. That's how regrets are born. I know it isn't easy for you, but I think you should go see him. How many blinks will she let the clock waste while she's wallowing in regret? She probably blames herself every time that she remembers the cat. Whatever I say, it'll just sound irresponsible. Even so, I must ask her, what are you going to do? She thought about it for a moment while looking at the ground. She then got to her feet. I will do it. Okay, let's go to him. He's been waiting for you. He has not changed a bit, has he? Eh? Always hiding somewhere and giving me trouble. He always used to do that. Sasagawa-san? She silently grabbed hold of the doorknob. Oh, she didn't turn into a cat, and that meant the cat was no longer inside her. He was waiting for her. He was waiting at that place. We went outside, not to mention that. It really has gotten quiet here. Wasn't even the rustling of wind in the courtyard. Only the sound of our footsteps could be heard. I'd never been anywhere this motionless. No matter how quiet it was in the real world, there was always some noise if you listened for it. The two of us must be something like aliens here. The world was horribly frail. The master could hardly keep it running anymore. Suddenly thought about everyone else. Guess they hadn't been forced out, but the master had to let them out. Otherwise, he cannot keep running the world. The silence was only disturbed by our breathing. That silence, Sasagawa-san walked silently ahead. What could she have been thinking? I couldn't even tell. Eh? We couldn't make it there again? No, this can't be happening. No matter how many times I tried, I couldn't go any further. There was an invisible wall in front of us. Why's the wall here again? You have to see her, don't you? It's what you're supposed to do. Why are you doing this? I hit the wall. Must be another way in somewhere. I slid my hands along the wall to find it. Enough already. After all, we should just get out of here. Sasagawa-san? We're not going to do that, otherwise there'll be nothing left. You know why this was created. Why are you even still here? Eh? You have already done more than enough for me. So this is enough. Thank you. He turned her back to me. She started walking away. What's with you? He's right over there. There's just this one single wall between you and him now. We shouldn't stop here. I already said this was enough. Who do you think you are? Why do you insist on reopening old wounds? What is the point in seeing him when he is about to die? What kind of face am I supposed to make when I see him? Besides, I am certain he has hated me all this time. It was I who left him behind. I abandoned him because I was such an idiot. And that is why he put me in a world like this, is it not? Didn't we come here to discover the truth? I would rather leave this place without learning any more than this. I couldn't say anything back. The cat truly wanted to see her, but for what reason? I had no idea. Was he holding a grudge against Sasagawa-san? It can't be true. Even so, since we didn't know the truth, I couldn't argue with her. But I could neither accept nor believe that was the case. There was no way I could have known the cat's motive. More importantly, Sasagawa-san wouldn't even see him. Would I be able to convince her? Let us go. Where to? The exit. To tell the truth, I already found it. But... She began walking off silently. What had this world been for, really? If we left, would it be forgotten like a dream? And would the cat die alone without anyone knowing? There's really nothing unusual about that. It's something that happens all the time. Or rather, what was abnormal was the existence of this world. Despite that, I can accept this. Stray cat dies of illness. It's a common everyday story. But even so, since I knew what was about to occur, how could I turn a blind eye to it? The exit Sasagawa-san found was the school gate. Neither of us had spoken since the barrier. This is where we will make our exit. Are you sure this is it? It's the only place from which you leave school properly. We shall find out the truth after we give it a shot. That's right, but should we really just leave just like that? I tried to take a step forward. I did feel my foot land on the stark white ground. That gave me reason to believe it would lead us to the real world. But I realized something. Sasagawa-san was the one who wouldn't see the cat. He, on the other hand, should have wanted to see her. If that's the case, the wall must still exist because... But I had no idea what to do about it. I lost my balance. With a few wobbling steps, I dropped to my knee in white space. What? Someone had pushed me forward. Who did it? There was only one option. What did you do that for? As I turned around, I found myself in the wide open space. Sasasagawa-san ran over at the school gate. She had her back to me. There were white particles drifting around me like snow or cotton. No, they were not that artistic. They were more like small pieces of styrene foam. The world was being torn into fragments, and they were disappearing. From beyond all that, her voice reached my ears. I shall stay here. The words sounded unreal. At the time, I understood what they meant. I screamed, "You're not making any sense! Why would you do this?" I couldn't figure out why she would want to do that. The rest is my business. Stop messing around. I've come this far with you. Why won't you let me stay with you until the end? If he created this world with some sort of malicious intent, the end of it could literally be the end of our lives. No, that is why you have to go. I won't go. I tried to return. However, my feet wouldn't budge, buried deeply in the fragments of the world. Even though I couldn't go back, I could go in the other direction. However, if I stepped that way, I couldn't step back anymore. I can't go away from her, but I can't bring myself even a little closer to her. This is so wrong. Why can't I be with you at the end of this? You're going to see him, aren't you? If so, let me come with you. Sasagawa-san, you're just messing everything up. Everything you say, you do, you think, none of it makes any sense. I do know that. No, you don't. Even so, I have already made up my mind to do this. What? What the hell was she saying? You stubborn fool. You are the one who doesn't not understand. What if you cannot return to the real world either? Haven't been able to do anything without me so far. There are many things that you can't do on your own, but can do with someone else. In the first place, weren't you the one to tell me that? If you leave here now, you will most certainly survive. But I've come this far with you, even if I can't get back. You do not mind? Even if you do not mind, I do mind, and that is why I say you understand nothing at all. I already fell in love with you. That is the reason I have been worrying myself over this. Can you not even understand that? This is the worst, and that is why. Rather than both of us dying here, I would rather you escape. But I do not understand the heart of a maiden in love. But maybe that is one of the reasons I am in love with you. I'm drifting away from that world. I can no longer hear her. Sasagawa-san! I'm being pulled away from her. Oh my gosh. What the hell is this? How can you be so selfish? She said I didn't understand. How can I understand her when she doesn't understand me either? The only thing people can understand about each other is they cannot understand each other. I never want to be the type of guy who'd say something so nihilistic. I just wanted to fulfill the purpose of this world, because it was something I had done before, because I was allowed here, and because I don't believe that this world was created in vain. Thinking about the worst case scenarios was just me being exceedingly negative. But are those things really what's been keeping me going? I too. Right? Yes, I too. I also like Sasagawa-san. That's why I had been helping her. Even if she wants me to escape, there would be no point unless both of us can make it out. Despite having the same reasons, we thought and acted in completely different ways. That's why it's hard for people to understand each other. Yet, she confessed her feelings to me, but I haven't told her anything yet. That's why I must return to her. I don't need to hesitate. As long as there was just one reason, that'd be enough. I wanted to go back to her. Kyosuke said, the world is full of holes, so a way must exist. The cat and I were synchronized on a subconscious level. In that sense, you could say I was the one of the culprits behind the world's creation, because that cat and I were very similar. We both lost our parents and were left alone, getting to see that cat's feelings that I once lost. During those days when I was in deep despair, what were my thoughts back then? There is no lasting salvation in any words of comfort, yet without those people cannot live. Began to see that closed-off world again. The world that had been waiting with nothing but feelings left in it. I'm sorry, but I made up my mind to go back there. The moment when I thought that, I could see a door. It was my room. And there, a girl sat holding her knees. Sasagawa-san. You! Why are you here? Well, I came back. You came back? She let out a sigh with her head in her arms. Completely ruined that desperate confession of mine. Sorry. I'm apologizing. I think it is I who must apologize here. Exactly. Even I got a little mad. No, I got quite mad. I don't mind anymore, though, because we're even. What do you mean by we are even? I came because I love you too, Sasagawa-san. Well, that's my reply to your confession. For heaven's sake, you really do not understand the heart of a maiden. You are supposed to make yourself sound more romantic at times like this. Sorry, I'm not too good at this sort of thing. Let me show you. Times like this, what you must do is... I took her hands. To be more accurate, she made me do that. Say something cool and kiss me. Something cool? What in the world am I supposed to say? Well, gee, you're gonna be so irritating. Just use your words. Well, sorry. Not like that again. Those are my words, but I promise to stay with you until the end. I gave you a passing grade. He closed her eyes, pressed my lips against hers, and we kissed. Couldn't do it romantically at all. Lips parted, and buried her face against my chest. I said such harsh things to you. But actually, I was glad you came back. Felt so anxious once I was alone. I could not have done anything without you. I see. Must have been why she was sitting there like that. But well, you stay with me, I'll stay with you forever. We were on our way to that place. Before we knew it, we were naturally holding hands. Was taking her by the hand. That's the strength gained from being with someone. One hesitates, the other takes their hand. Investigated around the wall once more. This was a wall of rejection. There seemed to be no way through it. The cat must be the master of this world. It had become too weak to remove a wall like this. In the case, there was only one person who could do this. Do it in his stead. Sasagawa-san? What is it? Touch the wall. But, Sasagawa-san, I don't think the cat hates you. That's... How can you tell? Since I was such an idiot, I can tell because we are similar. I mean, he and I went through a similar situation. My mom and dad passed away and left me behind. Once I cursed that fate of mine. But, if I too could create a world like this, I would create one to see them again. A little hard for me to accept their deaths. I think I would probably do so nevertheless. If it's someone who brought you happiness, you would want to see them again. Sasagawa-san, you must stop blaming yourself. With hesitation, Sasagawa-san started to reach her hand toward the wall. I reckon this wall was created by your rejection. You had come this far. Listen carefully. The words that I'd heard, the words that I heard from the cat. Sasagawa-san got to hear them as well. Something would change. She closed her eyes. And then, since the wall beginning to shrink, she was receiving the same thing I'd received before. Kuro. Kuro? Where are you? Good grief, where has he gone? He brings me nothing but worry. Kuro, where are you? Kuro! Kuro, where are you? I cannot find him. Has he gotten outside? Meow! Kuro, I have been looking for you. I'm crying out loud. I was really worried about you. Meow! You can mew at me. You have no idea how long I've been looking. But I'm so glad you are safe. Listen, okay? Carefully, okay? You have to answer me properly when I am looking for you, alright? See? Like this. These are the words that will bring Mama to you. Meow! Stop mewing me. See? I am here. Ah! Those words that I told him. He remembers them. He remembered them all along. Finally, they had been delivered. A severe winter ended. A spring came. A summer and autumn passed. And another winter arrived. It was repeated over and over again. After all these years, she finally heard it. And then, the wall between them began to collapse. She was walking over there. I followed her. Kuro, where are you? A short meow answered. There you are. How long have you been looking for me? She held out her hand toward him. He stood up, his legs wobbling, and slowly, agonizingly slowly, he walked up to her and rubbed his neck on her hand. Aww. Sorry. I gave up on finding you. Can you forgive someone as stupid as me? Kuro cried once again. I licked her finger. She gave him another tight hug. So sorry. Look at how worn out you are. Despite that, you did not stop looking for me. I wonder what it was that Kuro wanted to tell her. Being that they can't use words, it's frustrating at times. But nonetheless, one thing was obvious. I'm sure Kuro never hated you at all. I was the real idiot this whole time. Kuro licked the tear running down Sasagawa-san's cheek. He says he doesn't want you to cry. That is, you really made me worried all the time. Really was something that easy. Knowing that, why does everybody take the long way around? Because they can't communicate with words. No, there are things that even words cannot convey. And besides... Want to play with me? Alright, let us play together like we used to. There are things that can be conveyed without words, but this place is no longer. We can use my dorm room. We should be fine in there until the end. Okay. There's a lot of things out there that just don't turn out well. Yet, who can fault them at a reward like this at the end? That's how this world is for. The image was taking further shape. I'm sure those few moments were the happiest ones he ever had. That period of time is now taking shape once more, and for the last time. Do we have anything to feed him? We got some Mon Petit. It's really good stuff. Alright then, can you fetch it here? Sure. I guess your penchant for Mon Petit is finally coming in handy. Kuro gobbled down the food. Appeared to be really enjoying it. After the meal, he started playing with Sasagawa-san. At a sunny window, Kuro, who was still small, together with Sasagawa-san, who was still a kid. I could picture that scene. It's warm here. Meow. Sure, you can play with Mama here. Do you want any toys or anything? No, thank you. We always play with our hands. Here, roll, roll. I started playing. Swish, swish. Kuro was trying to catch her finger with his forepaws. Foo-foo, poke, poke. Oh my, you caught it. Oh, you cannot eat it, okay? Let us do this again, roll, roll. The game they were playing didn't seem all that special, but they kept doing it. Until the last moment of this world. No matter what, it will end. But until it happens, as long as they can. Kuro was gradually slowing down. Could he be tired? Guess so. He feebly swung his forepaw. He had been waiting for this moment to come. He must have always wanted to do this, but at this point he could barely keep himself standing. Despite that, he was desperately trying to jump at Sasagawa-san. Tripped over and got up over and over again. In spite of his worn-out body, he was doing everything he could to truly enjoy those final moments. To make his final moments with his mama happier than all those before him. Perhaps to him, those were the happiest moments of his life. He dreamt of this day, and the dream came true in his world. Really, why is it that dreams have to end? Wouldn't mind watching them doing this for eternity, this short period of time. A tiny little isolated moment. If only that moment could have lasted forever. However, Kuro didn't seem to have much time left. Sasagawa-san knew that as well, and kept playing with him, the same as she said since she had the start. She held out her hand, and he jumped to catch it. Once he grabbed hold of it, he toyed with it. Then his hind legs fell. Even so, since he wanted to keep playing, and because he was so little time left for him, she kept playing with him. At the end, when he was unable to raise himself back up, Kuro, time for you to sleep now, I suppose. She gathered his body up in her arms. She placed him onto the warmest place in the sun. And eventually, when the end was about to arrive... Aww, Kuro's breathing slowed into a sleep. Sasagawa-san was stroking around his neck with her finger. Remember, you liked it best when I rub here. He trailed her finger with his nose and then licked it. It seems to be time for us to part. Goodbye, Kuro. At the very last moment, it seemed like I heard a voice, and the voice said just one thing. Goodbye, Mama. It's got me thinking about my old puppy Harley now. Gosh darn you, game. Morning came. It was as good as any other, but I got out of bed a bit earlier. I changed as quietly as I could so not to wake Masato up and left the room. As I arrived in the courtyard, I came upon someone familiar. Morning, Strelka. She greeted me with an energetic woof. Where's your master? The other dynamic woof, she began walking. Followed after her. A bit later, I heard a bark higher than Strelka's. Geez, Belka, you have to keep still. Now sit. After a woof, she obediently sat down before Cood. Good girl, good girl. She's so smart. She's a wild one, though. Hey, stay still. I, Cood, and Sasasagawa-san spoke up to the girls. Oh, Riki. Morning. You up early today? Yeah. Good morning. Morning. Shoka, you came over here. You come over here too. Woof. If I ever get the chance to have a pet again, a dog would be nice. A dog will come back when you call for him. Again? Sasasagawa-san, have you ever had a pet? Yes. A black cat, right? She looked at me with a surprised face. Yes, that is right. She then gave a nod. I see. Cats are cute, although dogs are really cute as well. Come on, Belka. Wafu wafu. She's indeed adorable. Behind the school building, by the incinerator, on the barren ground, Kuro lay there, cold. Sasasagawa-san silently took up his dead body. Didn't speak either. Couldn't find the right words to say. Despite having a stern expression on her face, it also looked like she could start crying at any moment. This thing was beyond anyone's control, and it was why I stayed silent, not knowing what to do. A few seconds later, though, I thought of borrowing a shovel to dig a grave for Kuro. Ah, get a shovel, right? After one look at Kuro and Sasasagawa's arms, the janitor answered us in a kind voice. Alright then, let me do the digging. Thank you, but I would like to do it myself. Is that so? In that case, the perfect place. It's out of the way, but it gets a lot of sunshine. A cat would love it there. That place was near the incinerator. I am sure he would like it here. He did love sunny spots. Yeah, we arranged the beautiful flowers we picked up and set up a great wooden grave marker that we'd made. What should we do about the name? Well, that's... Will you write it for him? Eh? I turned to face the owner of the voice. His owner should be the one to write it. He handed her a permanent marker. Kyosuke, what brought you here? No idea. I don't even know myself. But something told me that I had to come here and tell you something. Had to tell that cat I'm sorry, and we're happy for him. Because his deepest wish came true. There were 2 girls behind Kyosuke. Sure, that made him happy. Kamari-san knows how hard it is to bear. Hard it is having a wish to see somebody you can never see again. And I think that is why she's able to say something like that. I'm sure he was really happy at the end. I truly believe that. You. The 3 of them seemed to remember what happened. Ren put down a can of Mont Petit and a foxtail in front of the grave. You were looking for your owner all along. I really wish I'd noticed that, she murmured with her hands joined. Sachan! What is it? Cheer up, okay? To start with, I am not down at all. Okay. Kyosuke was simply watching those 3 girls talk from behind him. Kyosuke, you remember, don't you? Actually, I can't figure out what you think I should remember. I'm here, just because I felt like I had to be here. I see. Only his feelings remain. That can happen. Perhaps with their last breath, every creature you can create a world like that. Like the life flashing before your eyes phenomenon. Yeah, maybe. Kuro's feelings must have been particularly strong, and I think that's why he was able to make such a mysterious thing happen upon his death. That is what I believed. But how many worlds like that could be out there? And how many of the creator's wishes were fulfilled? With those questions in mind, you could say Kuro had a really good ending. Rin-chan, I think we should go too. Yeah, you cheer up too. I said I am not down at all. Okay, if you're sure. I'll see you later, Sachan. Alright then, I'm leaving too. Later. You forgot your marker. Keep it, it's a gift. Kyosuke walked away. Everybody had left. There was a moment of silence. I wonder, was he happy? Well, I doubt his entire life was filled with happiness. He went through a lot, but, in the end, must have felt happy. That's right. So many people came here for him. Good for you, Kuro. Put another little flower on the grave. But, I am sorry. I was stupid. I was really stupid. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. She cried. And like that, the story of Sasasagawa-san and Kuro, their tiny little story really came to an end. Several days later. Everyone gather round! What? What's going on, Kamari, Riki, and... Well met, all of you. Why the heck are you here? Well, there's something she wants to share with everyone. That's not right. I'm only here because you insisted. That shirt. She's a new member. Well, what? I can only join you when I do not have any softball club activities, but I do hope to get along with you all. You already brought in a new member, eh, Riki? As expected of the new leader I nominated. Yeah. You want to play baseball with us, but aren't gonna quit softball? I'll never let someone half-assed like you be one of us, dummy. What about me? No one cares about you. But this girl is obviously half-assed. What is it with your forceful reasoning? To begin with, aren't you busy with the softball club? This can be considered a form of practice, thus there is no problem. The amount of practice will be crazy if I take part in both club's activities, will it not? And remember, we little busters only do last-minute practice before a match. Actually, we would usually just chat or play around. But teamwork is an important part of baseball. There's no need to worry about that either. The catcher is Riki Naoi, correct? Yeah. Then there would be no problem with our teamwork. He and I will make an ideal battery. Well, what? Oh my god, she just announced such a shocking thing right in front of everyone. Embarrassed me as much as if she just told everyone what had happened between us. She must have had that without even thinking. Or said that. If I said that to her, I'm pretty sure she would have blushed and got angry at me. I don't permit you to join us, stupid. This is an interesting development. This must be tough on her. The new member stole her brother and her position as the pitcher at the same time. Ugh. I welcome her. So do I. Rin, she's now a real rival for you. Yeah, it's nice having a rival. The two men laughed with their arms around each other. I don't think our new leader would recommend someone bad. Right, let's all get along with her. Thank you all for the warm welcome. Say, after tears, there should be laughter again. Right, Kuro? Yay! Gosh. Well, that's the end of another story, guys. My gosh. Yeah, it was a pretty good one. I forgot all about it, actually. About, Sasasagawa's story. I knew she turned into a cat, but I forgot why. Maybe the reason was different in the anime, for all we know. But it was good. Good stuff. Good stuff, am I right? Water I'm drinking and the story. Now we have arrived at the finale, the last story, I think. Unless there's more stories I'm not thinking of. But we technically not arrived yet. There's still Sasagawa's alternate ending, which I'll see. I'm good. I'm good on the rest of the credits. I'm here. Yay. Load. This one. Load. What did I do last time? I did stay with her. I'm going to leave her alone. Felt like she would have been left alone for the time being. Guess I'll go out for a walk. Giving her some space would probably be for the best. Hold on. Eh? You're just gonna leave a heartbreaking, broken lady all alone? If you want me here with you, I'll stay. Ah! Oh my gosh! It's all my fault. I left him behind. I raised him, and I chose him. I'm the one who did all of that. So it should suffice for me to stay here. But he's allowed me to stay here with you all this time. Now that I know everything, I just can't pretend to not care. Right. But I think that might be one of the reasons I created this world. Sometimes I recall Kuro, and I think he must already be dead. And I regret being unable to find him back then. So irresponsible I am. Had I known this would happen, I never would have taken him home. No, I don't think you're irresponsible, but I have decided to bear the consequences. So, goodbye. I'm drifting away from that world. I can no longer hear her. Hasasagawa-san, I'm being pulled away from her. What the hell is this? What the I don't think that was it. What was it then? I thought I had fulfilled the purpose of this world. But why? Was it because Kyosuke told me to? Is it because I experienced it before? There's another reason. What else? What other reason was there? I didn't know, but I just wanted to go back to her. I couldn't blame her. I also said a lot of contradictory things. Couldn't even pull this reason of mine into words. I bet that's why she told me I don't understand. The cat and Sasagawa-san. Me and that cat, she and I, nobody understands each other. Yet those days I spent with her in that world were a reason in and of itself. That world I lived in was Sasagawa-san. I just realized. There's one plain and simple reason. Just wanted to see her again. Wanted to go back to her. It's so quiet around here. All I could hear was a breeze blowing, but this was neither the world we were in a while ago, nor the real world. Where am I? It was hot and I wasn't very comfortable wearing a long-sleeve shirt. I could hear the piano playing. Looked up at the sky. There was no clouds moving up there. This is a world in which there was someone. A world where time has stopped passing by, and someone who waited for something here. What was this feeling? I felt like I knew what it was, but I couldn't tell exactly what it was. No, that's not quite right. I couldn't remember what it was, yet I knew it was something I could not answer. I only knew that for some reason. The world unexpectedly swerved. Would I make it out of here? Even though I didn't have any proof, felt like the world we were in earlier was what laid ahead of us. How many worlds like this could there be? Wishes that weren't fulfilled and wishes that were waiting to be fulfilled. Those wishes were what created worlds like this. It was my room. It's what led me here. This was the place connected to the outside. I was thinking that this was different from all the other places. This place is created by my memories. Nothing could be created without material. Wonder just who said that. I'm sorry, but thank you. Apologize to the one who had said it. I'm unable to recall who it was. This apology of mine probably wouldn't reach them. There was only one thing left that I had to do in this world, though. I'm coming to you. I knew where to go. The world was losing its form. There was someone in the soulless, soundless white world. I called their name from behind them. Sasagawa-san! She turned around. You! Why are you here? I just came back. What do you mean you just came back? She let out a sigh with her hand raised to her mouth. I just cannot believe this. You have no respect for my decision. I'm sorry, but listen. What is it? I tried to justify my action, but thought it over again. Returned simply because I wanted to. I'm so sorry. You do not need to apologize. I imagine I am the only one who owes you an apology. No, I came back here out of my own selfishness. Are you mad? Of course not. I am just, Just a little spit. I was glad. Huh? Do not just me. You're mad after all. She pinched my cheeks hard. I said I was glad. That shirt. Because I am quite certain I will end up unable to do anything on my own. I investigated the cat. And we're outside. Figured the two of us just kindly of naturally fit together, like a detective and his assistant. Even though we had gone through a lot, I've gotten so close to her now, and I'm sure the other members will be able to as well. I don't permit you to... I guess some scenes were different, but not too many. Yay, there's the other one. The other alternative is end. Okay. On to the next story. Woo! That would be this one. Start. New game. Kyosuke's back again. How many times is he gonna be back? For flip's sake. Okay, fine. Because it's the last story, I'll do it, okay? I'll do it because it's the last story. Bleep it. Just bleep it. This is a good song anyway, so I'm sure you guys don't mind if I do the song one more time. Copyright claim, probably. There's one more girl that we gotta see her story. We saw a glimpse of her for a second there. It's a good song. No one would get this stream and this video eventually that's on YouTube. That will be on YouTube, like all the dislikes ever. If I attempted to sing alongside the song, oh, that would be bad. That would be bad. I had a dream. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Annihilated. If there's time, by the way, I'll do another, like, main story. What is this? Give me a second. There's two things here. that are confusing. Oh man, this is a lot. Oh my gosh. Okay. Alright, this'll be interesting. Let's just say that much. This'll be very, very interesting. No. No. My book. Better be. Nah. Nah. So, I need to go fetch the notebook. Usually managed to find a door that had been left unlocked. School needs to work on its security. Huh? Thought I heard someone laughing. Or was I just hearing things? Was someone there? Yes. Next thing I knew, a cheek was pressed onto the floor. The person I'd just seen was now striding on my back, gripping my arm. If I moved slightly, even the slightest bit, would probably dislocate my shoulder. So that would not happen, I did not resist. You are a student from this school. Why are you here at this hour? I was surprised to hear a girl's voice. I was on my way to my classroom to get my notebook. She fell silent as though doubting me. Do you think you'll be able to run straight down the hallway and get outside from the emergency exit door in front without turning around? Yes, but I think getting the door open would be a bit hard. It'll open easily. Thanks for the info. Once I let go of your arm, start running. Got that? She got off me. As soon as I stood up, I made a run for the emergency door like she had told me. I opened it and ran outside. The door closed behind me. Phew! I took a deep breath. Who was that girl? She sounded young, so I guess she must be a student of the school. Bang! I heard a popping sound. What was that? Alright. Get back inside. I can't be entirely certain, but I think that was a gunshot. It was a very dry sound. The girl had no doubt holding me down, so it was possible she'd be able to handle a gun, too. And if that were the case, something terrible might be happening inside right now. I better leave this to the teachers or the police. Even as I thought that, I found myself opening the door slowly. I quietly took a peep inside. There was no one here? Closing the door without making a sound, I walked up to where she had held me down, treading very carefully this time. Found something down there. I picked it up. It was a student handbook. The name of this owner was Saya Tokido. It was a really rare family name. Different class, but same grade. Decided I should keep it and give it back to her tomorrow. Hallway remained silent. Alright, I'm going to the classroom for the notebook. So the night went on. What the heck was that? That's new. When I thought of what to do next, I remembered what had happened last night. I was going to return that student handbook I picked up to the girl who owns it. I have no idea what she looks like, so I'm just going to need someone's help. Excuse me. Walked up to one of the nearby girls. Can you tell me, who is Tokido-san? The girl right in the center over there. Center. There really was someone standing in the center of a crowd. Someone with a young, almost childlike face. There was a gentle smile on it. Her beauty was quite enough to captivate anyone's heart. I stood memorized for a while. I came to my senses when I heard the student handbook hit the floor. I was here to return it. But how? I just pushed my way through the crowd, or simply call out to her from here. Everyone would be staring at me. Hey! I turned to the girl I talked to just now. What? This is Tokido-san's student handbook. I found it, so can you please give it back to her? Huh? I'll just go get her for you. Her tone implied that I didn't have to be so reserved around her. Hey, Tokido-san! He spoke toward the group of students. Yes, what is it? Tokido-san turned back. She surveyed both of us with her beautiful eyes. He says he found your student handbook. Eh? She had been happily chatting away until then. Oh, I realized that something was missing from her inside pocket. After quickly hiding her expression of surprise, she studied me intently. It lasted only a moment, but her look made me tremble. She walked over and moved her eyes to the student handbook. I'm Tokido. I'm Naoi. I found this on the floor. Handed it over to its rightful owner. My voice sounded strained. Naoi-kun, thank you! She took the student handbook, giving me the kind of smile that made me feel both blessed and grateful. The chime rang. Well, I should be going. I waved my hand and returned to my classroom. She was really cute. Had she dropped her student handbook after school? I remembered the faint sound of a gunshot. A shootout at the school? Yeah, right. When there was only 10 minutes left before recess, my phone vibrated. I got an email. I glanced at my phone under the desk. The sender was unknown. I had to look at the message. Thanks for before. I will be waiting for you on the rooftop next recess. It didn't take me long to conclude and the sender was Tokido-san. But what could she possibly want from me? Say thanks? What baffled me even more was how she got my email in the first place. Didn't we meet for the first time just a while ago? At the staircase to the rooftop, the no entry sign was there as always. Went to step over the tape. However, I almost tripped, thrusting my hand forward just in time to catch myself. My shoes came off. What? I turned back to find them stuck to the floor. There was some sticky substance right over the staircase. Both of my shoes had been glued to it. Tried to tear them off, but the glue had lightly been instant, and I had no luck. Was it punishment for ignoring the no entry sign? The prospect of meeting with a girl I barely know and is in my socks hardly seemed attractive. I gave up on getting them back, making it wise to ask Kyosuke for help later. I made my way to the rooftop in my socks. But she wasn't there yet. If she came after me, she probably had fallen victim to that glue. Which means I should warn her of the threat. When I turned back, she was standing there at the emergency exit. I looked at her feet. She had her shoes on. Must have figured it out when she saw mine. Someone pulled a prank on me, I told her, embarrassed. Indeed, how unfortunate. Something was off. The Saya Tokido standing before me wasn't the same Saya Tokido I saw in the classroom. Where did that charming expression on her face go? She was similar to in appearance, but seemed like an altogether different person to me. She declared to me, "You're going to die." Huh? What did you say? Alright. Whoops. I asked her, "You're going to die? How unfortunate." What? I couldn't make sense of her words. Why would she have said something like that? I'm going to die, but why? Indeed, that's the price you pay for wandering around the school at night. She started moving toward me. What does this have to do with me dying? Soon, maybe even tonight for all I know, you're going to get kidnapped by the executives. She didn't even stop after she was within arm's reach. I don't mean the executives who run businesses or the school. The darkness executives. She was almost on top of me, so I had to step back. Darkness? What's that? You will be interrogated. You'll want to know who you met at the school last night. Then what about your classmates? You're different because you know me. It was me. Huh? Oh, it finally dawned on me. So that was you. Huh? Don't tell me you didn't figure it out. Sorry, I didn't. I dug my own grave. Tokido-san? What is it? That's right, I was mistaken and dug my own grave. What a joke. Don't you find it hilarious? Laugh all you want. Listen, I have no idea what happened, but why don't you calm down? Twitch. When she lifted her face, it was resolute. Apparently she got a hold of herself. Even if you didn't know it was me, if they interrogate you, they would have figured it out sooner or later. They're like trained hounds, like students who know new stuff is coming to the school store in advance. Sounds impressive. She provided an analogy that was easy to understand, but the next words that came out of her mouth left me dumbfounded. This is why you will have to die, right here. She instantly advanced on me, as if attempting to hold me in an embrace. Huh? I stepped backward, my back again met the fence. Game. Start. I heard a screeching sound, and the fence that had been supporting my weight gave way. What? I'm falling. I extended my arms. My fingers gripped the edge of the broken fence. Why did it break so easily? But more importantly, I had to climb back. Tokido-san was standing above my head. Does it matter what to do? Not okay, it says. So I guess it doesn't matter. Get back by myself, I guess. Right? Let me look again. It says not okay for the choice. So there's no not okay. What if I drag her into this? Should be able to get out of this mess by myself. Need to act. She sneered at me. When I tried to climb back, she pushed her foot against my face. I can't get back. Move your foot. Whoa. Serious. Oh my gosh. She didn't respond. I felt her malevolent gaze. Yeah, I'm going to fall. I walked right into her trap. I do this. Oh yeah, I can scroll out. That's silly. But why? Tokido-san, I think there's been a misunderstanding. I'm trying to act like a normal student. This is an anomaly. I have to go back to my friends. By killing me? Exactly. I'm not your enemy. I won't tell anyone. Futile if they use drugs. Who in the world would do that? Darkness executives. Darkness executives. I've never heard of them. She moved her foot off and shoved something else into my face. Oh my gosh. And how about this? It was a gun. Don't tell me that's real. Why would I go through all the trouble of hiding a fake? Well, you could use it to threaten people like you're doing now. Real or not, it didn't matter. I couldn't hold on any longer. The only way down? Riki! A voice came from beneath. It was Masato. You scaled the wall all the way to the roof? Awesome! Wait a second, I'm gonna catch up to you. How about helping me first? Shouted at the top of my lungs. What's up? Can't climb all the way up? I had no more strength left. Masato, if you catch me, I'll do whatever you want. But please, I'm counting on you. Released my hands and giving in to gravity. The last thing I saw was Tokido-san staring expressionately at me. Expressionately, or whatever. When I came to, I was in a bed. I could see Masato's back. He saved me. Masato! Hey, got up already. When he noticed I was awake, he turned to me. That was one hell of a catch. Too bad no one was there to see it. Thank you. I knew you'd save me. Why wasn't there anyone to witness it? I'm glad nothing happened to you. What misfortune. I think it was lucky. Really? Good then. That was a pretty dangerous thing to do. Looks like the fence was loose. So it would seem. What are the chances it'd break right then? Game start. I had a flashback of her saying that. Either way, I'm glad you are safe. That was a close call. Right, I can't think that muscle of yours enough. Hey, cut it out. My muscle is humbled. Remember Tokido-san's hostility. What made her so hostile toward me? She mentioned something about being in the school building at night. We must have met there without my realizing it. And this was somehow critical to her. Talk about being selfish. I don't know what she might be doing whatever she's doing. This time, by some miracle, Masato happened to be passing by and saved me. But miracles don't happen twice. Bet she'll set a trap to murder me somewhere else. The more I thought about it, the more I realized how silly all of it was. Murder? Aren't we just ordinary students? Simply because she fears me but being interrogated? Because I'm going to reveal that Tokido-san was in the school at night? To whom? Darkness executives. Am I even sane? I'd be laughed out of the room if I tried to tell anyone. Darkness executives does sound like a pretty comical name. Straight out of a B-movie. Exactly. Reached the simplest explanation. It didn't occur to me earlier. I was so stupid. That's it. It's one of Kyosuke's pranks. Must have felt pretty real. You enjoy yourself? He would say with an innocent smile, and it should be over soon. He could well be waiting for me behind the door now. Got up from the bed. Going to class? No one will mind if you skip it. Why don't you rest? Need to check something. The chime rang. Wasn't anyone around. Next period was recess. Great! Hey, Zero. Yep, you're the first one here. Again. Well done. I headed to Kyosuke's classroom. He was immersed in reading manga. Kyosuke. What brought you here? This new game of yours. Why don't you give it a rest? Game? Exactly, with Tokido-san and Darkness executives and whatnot. Then suddenly a smile flickered across his face. Don't tell me you enjoyed it that much. Okay, don't say anything. Don't talk to me or I'm gonna blurt out everything. You don't want to get spoiled, right? Stay away from me for a while or things will get bad. Things already are bad for me. You're totally into it. Anyway, make sure you enjoy yourself. It was one of Kyosuke's games after all. Should be no real danger if Kyosuke had his hand in it. No harm playing along for a while. But judging from the way he talked, he's not the only one pulling the strings this time. Or he's not the one. Were it Kyosuke's idea, he would keep feigning ignorance. Went back to the classroom and feeling relieved. I stopped in tracks. A feeling of anxiety came over me. An eerie quiet, not a soul around. Recess shouldn't be over yet. I felt the presence of something otherworldly. Whoa. It was a shadow. At the far side of the hallway, protected from sunlight, something human-shaped could be seen in the shadow. I felt my head spinning. Felt like I stepped into a parallel world. Is this really a game, Kyosuke? Something this creepy is so unlike you. Second year, Class E, attendance number 22, Riki Naoi. It spoke. Second year, Class E, attendance number 22, Riki Naoi. It repeated itself. Was it because I showed no reaction? Looked intently at the small witch shadow. TK010 has come into contact with you. Believe you know what I'm talking about. Oh, their identity. Is it asking me? I had nothing to say to it, so I said nothing. I see. Don't tell anyone of anything irregular that happens to you. And about us, Darkness executives, consider this a warning. I need to seek help from Kyosuke immediately. What will happen if I tell anyone? I asked. Natsumi is a threat. His sister, though, not so much. What? You shall capture her at once. Rin? Wait, I'm not gonna tell you. I had no choice but to acquiesce. My words must have reached it. The shadow was growing thinner. The noise of the crowd was back. It's gone. There was no room left for doubt. If it was one of Kyosuke's games, it would be much more fun. When it threatened to do harm to Rin, this is simply shameful. That thing and Saya Tokido, they are my enemies. Everyone is after me. Will I really make it through without Kyosuke's help? Finally, I got to the classroom. What's up? Looked like someone picked on you. That's pretty spot on. But I can't get Masato involved either. Exactly, I was picked on by a senior. Times like this, Kyosuke would always stick up for me. Let's go, Riki. They have the upper hand this time around. They? But who are they? Darkness executives. Do I actually believe in something that sounds as though it came straight from a manga? But that thing was there. I saw it with my very own eyes. Did I wander into the world of manga? I actually felt that irrational. They exist in the shadow. But shadows are everywhere. Like my desk has one right now. Thinking of how a hand could come out of it and grab me sent chills down my spine. Cheer up. Almost jumped out of my skin when someone grabbed me by the shoulder. Well, that cheered you up a bit too much. You scared me. Class isn't over yet. Keep quiet. Excuse me. Over there, stop talking. Well, nothing to be scared of as long as you have muscle. Masato's muscle, it's not impossible to fight off a hand coming from out of a desk. For the first time ever, I felt jealous of Masato's muscle. Dots. Neither of them knew anything. They were acting as usual. Can't hold a shinai, and Antu was also sorts exactly. You're in the way. For some reason, I remembered that Kyosuke's rules should apply to their fight. Looking for Kyosuke, but can I afford the luxury of being threatened by an ominous shadow? I was uncertain. Its words popped into my head. Don't tell anyone or anything irregular that happens to you. Things unfold like they always did. They should be okay. We're holding each other by the collar before me. They'll be fine. I shall go. I ran off. Jump. Whoa! Wait, I know whose voice that is. What happened so suddenly I overreacted a bit. Turned around and heard her voice from behind, but no one was there. Where are you looking? Over there. Yeah, no doubt. Well, you probably misunderstood. Ah! Can't be lounging around here, fight breaking out, ready for math class, something else in my mind. And like that doesn't matter. Couldn't shake the feeling that the eerie shadow I had encountered today and had no appetite. Still had to leave something. Even in that place, talking to Kamakita-san could help to keep my mind off things. I had to ascend the stairs and headed for the place beyond the distorted space. No sign of that trap that used to be there. She's not here. Tried to draw that. It gave me a start. After encountering the shadow, my senses were on high alert. Immediately went to see the broken fence, but I couldn't remember exactly where it was. Maybe it's been fixed already, since there was no sign of damage. Should be safe if I don't come too close to the fence because that girl isn't around. Yes, it's a good place. Normally I'd simply say yes. Yes, it's such a good place. Can't say that with full confidence now. Whoa, what in the world happened? Nothing happened to Kamakita-san or otherwise. That startled me. Overthinking it. What's wrong shouting all of a sudden? I was startled again. Thought something would happen now, so I should just act normal. Ah! Battle! An idea crossed my mind. I can't talk to Kyosuke, but there still Kengo, the strongest of my friends. Definitely be of help. The moment I seek his help, they might retaliate by hurting Rin. What should I do? Geez, this is driving me crazy. Damn. Is that much of a problem? I will go myself then. Bit of a detour though. No, Kengo. Strongest of my friends left me. Is there anyone I can talk about my problem? Slowly making my way to the sports ground. Call it a day. Returned the baseball equipment back to the club room. Clang. An abrupt loud noise startled me. Turned back and saw the door was closed. Could it be that I'm locked in? I immediately thought of that ominous bunch. It was either them or that girl who was out to get me. Better get out of here soon. I panicked. Will another shadow appear? Or will the room be filled with gas? Either way, I need to get out. Ran for the door. It's the only way out. I slammed the door with my body, and then effortlessly opened. Oops, the moment, mental carried me outside. Gah! I can't breathe. Something had wrapped around me. It was strangling me. Suddenly my consciousness faded. Ah! I yelled in a swish. Thud! Was knocked down to the floor, and stayed lying there. It was a bit much for a prank, said Kengo, who just saved my life. Rope was hanging from my neck. Above me was a tree and a piece of cut rope tied to it. Or did you tire of being alive? No, my mental health is fine. I see. Was what Kengo was about to walk off? Raised his eyebrow. Someone darted behind the club room. Really, what did they look like? A shadow or a girl? A weird thing to ask. It was both. The figure of a girl. I see. Indeed. But if my eyes don't fail me, it was a female student. Kengo's eyes can be trusted. Saya Tokido. Can I go now? Yeah, sure. Thanks for saving me. I'll shoot you to something next time. You really don't have to. Kengo walked away. He's almost killed it yet again. And this time, too, I was saved by a friend. Were it not for the strongest of my friends, Kengo, I'd be dead by now. Recoiled at the horror of the thought. She set up a trap, and will set up more in the future. Was by some miracle saved twice, but should not expect to be a third time. If I move even one step from here, I might fall into another trap. Maybe even if I don't, I might be killed at any time. What did my life turn into a nightmare like this? I'll change the night I ran into her in school. Let's find her. Try to find some leverage and negotiate with her. But does she have an actual gun? I don't think she will fire it, though. On both occasions, she staged the whole thing to look like a suicide. Not as easy as simply killing me. I chose the bat as my weapon. Shouldn't stand out much, as everyone in the school knows we've been into baseball recently. On the other hand, what could I accomplish with this? Was I going to hit her? Not a chance I could do anything like that. But it was still a metal bat. I could at least threaten her with it. I can only pray it made me look formidable enough. It didn't go so well at all. And Makita-san was the first person I bumped into. Considering the circumstances, there was nothing unnatural about me holding a bat. Makita-san can't afford to lose more time. Keep looking for her. Got a glimpse of a delivery truck driving away. That's strange. I only dodged the falling boxes, and it crashed to the ground. That's all that happened, but it could have been another trap. Seems like everything is alright. Sorry I didn't catch them. I bent over to pick up 2 boxes from the ground. The small box size that, according to the delivery company sticker, happened to be lighter than I imagined. Probably filled with small stuff. Apparently I didn't look menacing. So excited! She could help her, but there was business to take care of first. In the middle of a battle. Okay, take care. Yes, thank you! Walked off. Where? Where could she be? I was carefully moving around the school. Before turning the corner, I checked what was beyond. It focused all the time. This wore me out more than I expected. I had a headache, but I could very well die the moment I let my guard down. This is the kind of world I'm in. The sun was setting. A sense of dread came over me. A long night is about to start. Everything turned dark at once. In this world of darkness, they could be creeping anywhere. Darkness executives. She told me before. Soon. Maybe even tonight, for all I know, you're going to get kidnapped by darkness executives. She's saying that I will be dragged away into the darkness by those eerie creatures? What should I do? Light. I have to run to somewhere well lit. The dorm is my only option. Stop. Don't run. It's not unthinkable. She predicted I'd fall into panic. I need to keep a cool head. I'm not going to be saved by a miracle for the 3rd time. I looked above and there was a dark silhouette on the roof. Ignoring my heart, which was beating with nervousness and fear, I ran from the gym to the backyard. It's taking me further from the dorm, but I have no choice. There was no one in the backyard. Hiding under the eaves will allow me to stay relatively safe should someone attack me from above. Making my way, anticipating a threat coming from behind. It's not likely she will use a gun. Supposing her goal is to make my murder look like a suicide, she's not going to leave me behind any evidence. If she comes to the backyard after seeing me run away, I can still escape if I stay away from her. One way or another, something will happen before the night falls. In the event that I get dragged away into the darkness now, she's the one in danger when I spill the beans. She wouldn't be relentlessly attacking me otherwise. It's a matter of who gives in first. Time was slowly passing by. Was I wrong? Did she give up? My breathing went back to normal, but my pulse was still racing with fear. I feel thirsty. By this time, school is already closed, so it's not often that someone comes out here this late at night. Is it okay to go back to the dorm? There was a quiet thump coming from somewhere behind. I scurried off to an open location. Power poles on the other side were making a screeching sound. Huh? One by one they started tumbling down. They did so in the opposite direction from me, so I could only watch the incident in disbelief. I heard the sound like one produced by gross ground vibrations. A bad premonition and ducked. Whoa, before I knew it, high voltage cable came sweeping down on me like a whip. It fell all the way around me, causing a short circuit, so that was her plan. I have no idea how she controlled the cables, but they actually assaulted me at once. Wow! I barely managed to avoid the attack, but they coiled closer around me after rebounding. An exposed cable was drawing in on me. Here goes! Mustered whatever energy I had left and struck on the cable, a metal bat changing its course. Wow! Really dropped down to the ground, avoiding the bare part of the cable in the nick of time. When I was about to regain my balance, another cable came from the side. Clang. Used my bat to fight it back. This is bad. Took cover behind an object. Scrape. A light touch on my arm caused a burning sensation. I quickly stepped aside after seeing that pieces of cable were conducting electricity through the storeroom. All around me were cable pieces swarming it like a bunch of snakes. All of them were still, but I ran away. Corner of my eye, I saw something flying my way from the side. Swung my bat with all my might, but missed the projectile. Wow! The thing exploded and a cold sensation washed over my body. What the heck was going on? Something round was flying at me from the shadow. A water balloon. Moreover, I could taste salt in the air, in the water, that had gotten into my mouth. Water improves electrical conductivity, and salt water especially so. I must felt respect for her thoroughness. A bunch of water balloons exploded, leaving behind puddles of water all over. At this rate, I wouldn't have anywhere to run. Calm down and think. How to stop the electricity? Suddenly, my eyes caught a glimpse of the fallen pole, and this sparked an idea in my head. This is the best I could think of. Didn't know if it'd work out, but what else could I do? Did my bat high. My aim was the cable coming from the transformer. Only I could smash that thing. Take that! The cry swung my bat down. A huge noise of collision followed by complete silence. I should do it. After making up my mind, I started running. Electricity had stopped. I kept running as fast as I could all the way to the dorm. Riki-kun, you're an interesting one, she said to me. In my room. I almost thought I got the wrong room, but there could be no other room filled with all sorts of training equipment. I shut the door and contemplated whether to run away again. Don't worry, I won't try to kill you anymore. Can I really believe that? Did I feel I could trust her? 3 times you fell into my traps but prevailed. Twice I was lucky enough to be saved by my friends. It could have been luck, but I believe that is part of your strength too. We're born under a lucky star. You won't be dying anytime soon. This keeps up, one of these days I will. As for the record, I have failed in the past, but never twice. I shuddered. Mean she's killed someone before? But getting away from them is difficult. I dwell in the shadows, hidden from the eyes of ordinary people like you. But I can see them. I have the upper hand on them. What are you getting at? Will you join hands with me? She said with a grin on her face. With you who tried to kill me? But you didn't die. I was lucky to survive. I've been looking for a partner. Does she only think of herself? If you turn my offer down, they will abduct you tonight. Are you okay with that? Not okay. I will run away. Not okay. Thoughts were racing through my head. Actually, did I threaten to take Rin? Did they threaten to take Rin hostage or Kyosuke? Took action. Then there was this girl, Tokido, asking for my assistance. Taking all of this into account, was it obvious I should join hands with her? I was right if I was to fight with the unidentified enemy. Okay, I said grudgingly and nodded my head. It's my fault I sneaked into the school at night. I brought this on myself. Look forward to working with you. We shook hands. I want you to tell me everything. Tell what? Who are you? Who are Darkness Executives? Who the Darkness Executives are, and what your respective goals are. I'm a secret agent, a spy, if you will. Hope you're not going to ask me who I'm affiliated with. Only interested in your goal. Thank you. After a hidden treasure hid somewhere in this school. Hidden treasure? Is there a chest of gold buried somewhere in this school? Not something boring like gold. Rather, it's something revolutionary. So you're roaming the school at night looking for that? Right? It should be somewhere underground, but I can't even find the entrance. Sounds like fiction. She's really a spy and there's a treasure lying somewhere under the school? I had a hard time believing her story, but it is a fact that she attempted to kill me. She was serious about it all 3 times, meaning what she says should be true, at least to her. What exactly is this revolutionary treasure? That I don't know, but it's something revolutionary, she repeated. Otherwise, they wouldn't be sending all these people to this school. What? There are others? There are at least 4 others that I'm aware of posing themselves as students like me, dispatched by various agencies. Things just got even more implausible. Enough about others. Tell me more about the Darkness Executives. They are responsible for order in this school. When a problem arises, they quickly make it look as though it never happened, using whatever means it takes. Are you implying that they secretly protect the hidden treasure as well? Exactly. That's why we're enemies. Are they, human? They're shadows, so they are not human. Their actual bodies are elsewhere. They're said to be either students or alumni of this school. I had a conversation with an possibly small shadow, so they already made contact with you. How did it get inside that tiny shadow? When they form shadows, it doesn't have to be an entire body. If it's only part of the body, it's powerless and can only be used for surveillance. It can abduct a person. This is simply supernatural. You managed to escape from my traps 3 times. She tossed her hair back, leaving a pleasant fragrance. Isn't that plenty supernatural as well? I don't think that's remotely similar at all. What were you told? He asked me about you. Kept my lips sealed though. He told me to keep my mouth shut. I meant to ask Kyosuke for advice more than anything else, but I couldn't. Kyosuke? Who's that? An old friend of mine. How should I put it? To me, he's like a superhuman, an incredible person. No wonder you wanted his help. Yeah, that's why it was so bad that I couldn't get it. There would be nothing to fear if only I could get Kyosuke on my side. Why don't you talk to him? But then Rin, oh, she's Kyosuke's sister. She will be in danger. I panicked. Oh, I see. What a despicable bunch. Then I will avoid him. Is that good enough? Yes, thank you. Well, happy. She turned out to be a reasonable person once we joined forces. Is that it? Yes. I got the gist of it. Okay, so, what was your name again? Did she call me a moment ago? Riki Naoi. Naoi-kun. I like Riki-kun better. I don't mind whatever you call me. Then Riki-kun it is. Here, take this. She took out a gun and handed it to me. Sorry? You are going to use it. Hold on. I shrunk back from her. I won't be going around with that thing. What will you do then? Are you going to cooperate with me? Collect information or something. I could look for information how to enter the underground. You understand that Darkness Executives are monitoring you? Ugh. Besides, I pretty much figured it out. It's down to 1 classroom. It wasn't a classroom, huh? But it's difficult to be looking for the door with Darkness Executives around. I'm wasting my time. That's why I want you to use this thing to ward them away from the classroom. Ward them away? To shoot them? They're shadows. Right, but the dispersed one hit by a bullet. Oh, don't worry. I modified it so that it's stray bullets, so it wouldn't be fatal. And there's a window behind them. I want you to shoot them from another angle, because the window will shatter. Exactly. Looked at the gun. Not a fake. This gun is the real deal. Isn't it better if I test it first? In a sense, all you will be doing is testing. She looked behind me. She reminded me of something. Masato, where's my roommate? He was scaling the school building. Oh, okay. We should be going soon. I sense a faintly pleasant odor again. It's coming this way. Eh? A shadow approached. Had a school uniform on. An eerie creature with pitch black hands and a face expressing nothing. TK-010-0. it said. It appears that you no longer deem hiding your face in the darkness of the night necessary. Standing next to you, Class 2E attendance number 22, Riki Naoi. Oh man, there's like a whispering that I'm hearing. Oh, it's creepy. Are you hoping to turn the tables with this help? It was clearly making fun of me. Riki-kun, shoot! Immediately pointing the gun at the thing, and it hesitated. What if that thing really is a person? What if this gun is capable of killing? I'll become a murderer. I remained still gripping the gun. Bang! Sound came from nearby. Next moment, the school uniform fell flat on the ground. The thing that wore it had vanished. See? Tokido-san put the gun down, so she had more than one gun. Hey, let's go. She started walking. I turned back after catching up with her and found that even the uniform had disappeared. Have you been hiding your face all this time? Obviously. You don't have to anymore. It was there under the desk in your room. What was? A darkness executive. What? You only saw its eyes, but it appears that they have been monitoring you from the start. I was careless. Is this the same person, the same world I used to live in until yesterday? Felt how I was getting farther away from my happy, carefree life. While making my way through the hallway, I couldn't help but worry about one of them attacking me again. But to fire my gun the way she did before. They're nothing more than shadows. No one will die. Trying to convince myself. Northeast. She stopped after walking all the way to the end of the hallway. No one's here. Is the door really here? If they had surrounded it with guards, they'd just be giving away the location. She looked at me. You stay here and fight them off. Can you do it? Didn't she pull it off so effortlessly? What am I afraid of? I'm afraid of becoming a murderer. In the corner of my mind, I still thought of the world as some silly prank. Seems you can't. You're just as weak as you look. I can do it. No, I will do it, I said with bravado, not wanting to appear weaker than a girl. She was a well-trained spy, though not just any ordinary girl. There shouldn't be a lot of recoil with that caliber. Hold it with both of your hands, aim and shoot. Aim anywhere. It's okay as long as it hits. Okay, I got it. She clapped me on the shoulder and went inside. I was left by myself. Why is this happening to me? My peaceful days, when I wake up in my bed and everything would be back to normal, set to working out and is breathing the only thing piercing the silence, are over. Bang. Hand struck from the recoil. Didn't prevent me from hitting the target somewhere around the shoulder. A human-shaped shadow, just like the one before, dispersed. It's okay. It's not a real person. I was so nervous my shirt soaked with sweat and clung to my body. Finally, the door opened and Tokido-san came through. I assume you're out of bullets by now. That's kind of how many times I fired the gun. I'll swap the magazine for you. I handed my gun to her. How did it go? Find anything? Well, I did find the contraption. What was it like? The floor dips down a little. Some kind of switch? Well, there's a bunch of spots like that. The whole surface is uneven from all those chairs and desks. And the floor dips down only a little, but I haven't seen anything like that in other classrooms. Sounds suspicious. Wanna go take a look? Yeah, I can do much better when I don't have to fear being attacked. Went inside the classroom, leaving Tokido-san behind. Still held my gun in my hands. How would I explain this if I were caught by police? I'm already breaking the law by holding this gun. This must be what she talked about. I wouldn't ever notice that the floor tiles sank a little if she hadn't told me. Went around pressing all the tiles in the room. The ones in the center required more strength to press than those at the rear. There was this tendency working from the center toward the edge. This is the entrance to the treasure. Apparently it's a royal tomb. I didn't notice that she was standing behind me. What's that? I turned around. She held something like a worn-out piece of cloth in her hands. An ancient manuscript. Royal tomb? Right. When I heard the royal tomb, first thing that came to mind is ancient Egypt. Things just looked even stranger. Took a stranger turn. However, there ought to be some secret in this classroom, what with the quirky floor and everything. Think. Try to imagine. Edges of the room require the same strength to sink. The closer you get to the center, the more pressure is required. How do you go about leveling the floor? Here's at the thing I envisioned inside the classroom. It was... let's give it a look here. Uh-oh. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm gonna save it right here. Yay. A pyramid? It's a pyramid. What is? We'll need almost twice as many chairs and desks that are in this classroom. Give me a hand. Headed out to the classroom next door. The two of us brought chairs and desks from there. Hey, what's all this about? We're going to put desks and chairs together and build a pyramid covering all the area of the classroom. So this is your theory. Makes sense. If it's the whole ancient manuscript thing, worth trying out. It's going to be so much work. Not enthused either. You should be paired up with someone more physically fit. Your hypothesis turned out to be wrong. I'll make sure you regret it. After moving the last desk and chair, I heard a clicking sound. You did it! Riki-kun, I knew there was something special about you. Did you figure out where the entrance is? Behind the blackboard. Tokido-san walked to the blackboard and pulled it up using both of her hands. There was a hole in the concrete wall just large enough for one person to crawl into. It's totally dark inside. I couldn't begin to imagine myself crawling inside that thing. Let's go. Me too? What did you expect? You're my partner. Hey, Mr. Popcorn. How you doing today? What's up? I feel like quitting. Then I'll kill you. I'll kill you this very instant. Kill you for starters. Wait, I will do it. I don't even mind going first. You are unable to see, obviously. I have to go first. Felt relieved. Okay, make sure you stay close to me. She stepped inside the darkness with nothing to light the path. She's so brave. I followed her. All of a sudden, she stopped and I bumped into that. That, as one would guess, being her butt. Idiot, what are you doing? Do you have time to be thinking of this stuff? How about you warn me before you stop? Right, that slipped my mind. Found out what's ahead. Great, but why did you stop? Let's go back for now. Yeah, okay. Started to back away. Hey, Tokido-san. Whoa! I jerked my hand up, shoving my nose into that obviously being her skirt. Riki-kun, are you doing this on purpose? Are you just into this stuff? Sorry. Just get out of it here already. Yeah. Crawled back, trying to keep my head as low as possible. I got out of the hole. Tokido-san silently shook dust off her skirt. She shot me a glare. I'm sorry. I can only apologize. Okay, now, I'm gonna explain the situation. Are you ready? Yeah. She started talking, evidently regaining her composure. There's a ladder on the other side, going down to the underground. I guess she turned on the lights for an instant to be able to speak in such detail. But they won't let us break into the tomb. There were a few guards down there. What are we gonna do? Let's call it a night. I'll come up with a plan. I said in a sulky voice. Is something wrong? I was hoping to get it over with tonight. All of this is so sudden. I don't know what I should even be doing tomorrow. What am I supposed to do about finding members for a baseball team? I see. It's true that your life took a sudden turn. I'm at fault too. Besides, they threatened to capture one of my childhood friends if I speak to anyone. Maybe she's in danger even now. I got it. I will check on her when I get to the dorm. If everything is okay, we shall head out tomorrow. Okay. Are you worried? Of course I am. She's important to you. Huh? It's wonderful when you have someone important to you. Tokido-san smiled. She's an important friend to you, right? She described our relationship precisely. Right. I nodded in assent. Then I'll be extra careful. You are my partner, after all. It's my duty to show respect toward things that are dear to you. Duty sounds a bit. That's what it means to be being partners. That is how things work in our world. Even impromptu partners? That's right. Even partners that we met a minute ago. I was taught to do so on the front line. So rest assured, she looked so much more a grown-up than me when she made that promise. Was smaller than me, yet spoke the words with emphasis and strength. I'll call you later, she said and walked off. Hello, Riki-kun. There was a shadow watching over that girl just as I thought. This is bad. Not a problem for now. I shot it down. Oh, I don't think they will give up on her though. Me neither. I have an idea. What? I shoot them on sight. You mean to fire the gun in broad daylight? I do. You think they're going to let your friends just be because the sun is up? But can you really do it? I'm a good shot. I know how to shoot from concealment without so much as making a sound. So you're so sure of yourself. Besides, isn't that annoying when someone's monitoring you? Definitely is. So get rid of the one in your room yourself, okay? Okay, I'll do it. Reluctantly agreed. It was too creepy to pretend it wasn't there. Pointed my gun behind the desk and pulled the trigger. Bang. So the night went on. I woke up. I yawned and whatever. Ha. What's up, Riki? You tired? Yeah, a little. Go ahead and sleep. I need to go to class. I'll carry you to class. Take a nap wrapped up in my muscles. No way, that's creepy. Oh, well, the offer's always open. I'm fine. Huh? A bulletin board in front of the dorm. It's a complete mess as usual. There was a bright red paper that stood out. It's presents. I can't help but take interest. Check the scarlet paper that was under the notice of new Kendo members' bouts poster. It was folded up. When I opened it, the paper in my hand simply read, I'll be waiting in the backyard during break. T. It is from Tokido-san? What's up, Riki? It's nothing. What's wrong? Did you get a love letter? What? No way. Come on, let me see it. Masato. Masato peeked into my hand and suddenly yanked part of the paper out. Sato and Kengo both peeked at it. Huh, there's nothing written on it. What? I thought it wasn't a love letter. I thought it was definitely a meal ticket. I was gonna have an all-you-can-eat grilled meat. Riki, fully support your romantic endeavors. You can ask me for advice anytime. No, that's okay. You can come to me anytime if it's related to all-you-can-eat. Sure, you just want to get in on it. That's a promise. Yeah, promise. You weren't leaving me much choice. I looked at the paper as I answered. It really was plain white paper. Definitely words written on it, so why did they disappear? It's probably some trick that Tokido-san used. At any rate, I can ask her when I go meet her during the next break. I have to do don't throw it away. I don't have it. Tried going to the backyard. Tokido-san? Wah! Suddenly pulled into the darkness. What? Don't make any noise. Felt a cold sensation on my back. Sent a shiver. It was probably a gun. Tokido-san, it's me, it's me. Oh, it's Riki-kun. Don't act so nonchalantly. The gun, move it. Sorry. Just keeping watch, so I almost shot you from behind in the dark. Anyway, forget it. I won't. Tokido-san, please stop being so trigger-happy. I was training to reflexively pull in somebody standing in front of me. Must be tough waiting in line for the bus. I haven't really waited in line for a bus before. Is that so? I was finally released. Well then, what did you want to see me for? Huh? This morning, there was a letter to me saying to wait at the backyard. Huh? Am I wrong? Tokido-san's face turned serious. Pow. Ow, what was that for? What if that was an enemy trap? But it was you who called me out. It's daily training. Or do you mean that? Want to be attacked? I don't, but... Then be more careful. Don't go somewhere just because someone asked you. Don't let your guard down once you arrive at a rendezvous point. Confirm that it's not an imposter. Yeah. Remember that? Yeah. What is it? No, I was wondering if that was all. Right, that's all. Well, what about you? I have one more thing I wanted to ask you. What? About this. Why did the letters disappear? I pointed at the scarlet piece of paper. It uses Zimmerman code. What's that? By using NYW point effect, you can relay a message up to 15 words long to the specific person. She's totally making this up. You don't have to explain the details. It's some secret tool or technique used by spies, right? You catch on fast, Riki-kun. That's exactly it. I was surprised. Well, it uses a substance that disappears when coming into contact with air. So the explanation just now was a lie. It seemed like it was really simple chemical reaction. You were fooled by a random nonsensical explanation, weren't you? Think about it logically. It sounded plausible when you said it. That was a joke. Tokido-san's audacious smile. Smile of the short girl seems especially cool for her age. Or so I felt. Tokido-san, why are you still here then? Why don't you investigate a bit more? Investigate? There's evidence of their presence. Can I help you? That's okay. I'm just investigating the traces. Later. Tokido-san started walking toward the shadow of the school building. My. Seems my daily life won't be returning to normal anytime soon. During recess. Watch the battle! And she won. Couldn't they win against the Darkness Executives? If she and Tokido formed a tag team, wouldn't they be unbeatable? But if I bring along a helper, that won't change the fact that I'm exposing Rin to danger. This is so frustrating. Are you frustrated? This is really frustrating. Both Kyosuke and Kurigaya-san would be an unstoppable team. So frustrating. So Riki, I'll leave the rest to you. I looked at my phone. I had a text. The sender was once again listed as unknown, but I knew who it was. I'll be waiting behind the school building at lunch. Tea. She had a wall-mounted clock like the ones in the classrooms in her hands. What are you doing with that? It's not like I'm carrying it around for fun. Follow me. She jumped up the fence and headed into the mountain area behind the school. Here. She stopped and turned toward me. It was a wide open field. I had no idea a clearing like this was here. I've come up with a strategy. If we go down here and both attack at the same time, we can wipe them out in an instant. How? I don't know how things will turn out if you are counting on my shooting to be accurate. Yeah, that's true. I can assess where they are very quickly, so it should be enough if you just fire the direction I tell you to. Just toward them? Well, if you can't see them, right? I can. Even in pitch darkness, even in the hole we were in yesterday, that's impossible, even for you. And I just tell you, I can see them even in the dark. That means we can get the jump on them. Definitely remember hearing that get the jump on before. Wait, you can see them even in complete darkness? Not so much as see as feel. How to put it, you know how bats and dolphins use ultrasonic waves? It's like I have that kind of sensory organ implanted in me. Felt like there was something more to this implant part. Decided to not ask about it. If I asked about every little thing all the time in the world, would it be enough? That's why you can't get the jump on them. Can, rather. If I were a normal girl, I wouldn't have to do this. Sounded like she was lamenting her lot in life. Let's get back on topic. You can't see them, and all I can do is point out where they are, so you fire in that direction. That's so vague. She took out her gun. Well, take out your gun. Did as told. It'd be bad if someone saw this, but I took it out anyway. There's a ladder down at the entrance. You're going to go down and stand with the ladder at your back. Hold the gun with both hands and point it away from the ladder. Try doing as I was told. You shoot perpendicular to the ladder. You can put one foot forward. It'll be your basic stance. Okay. Nodded in agreement. And finally, we have this. She shook the wall clock she was carrying and stood in front of me with the clock facing me. Your basic form will be the center of the clock. I want you to aim at the numbers as I call them out. Ready? Okay, let's start. What the heck? 1 o'clock. 7 o'clock. 3 o'clock. 11 o'clock. Understand? I want to have a clock during the real thing, and I'll have to aim as you call out the directions in the darkness, is that right? Not just aim and fire. When you fire, there will be recoil. So it'll take concentration to bring your aim back to the center. It's a mental battle. Don't you think it's a perfect plan for you? I didn't think so, but decided to let it go. Said I asked about something else. It's not possible to cover every angle with just that, right? I'll handle everything else. I get it. While calling out directions, she'll shoot the enemies that I can't get to. By doing that, we can wipe out all the enemies in the darkness in an instant. If this were a manga, it'd be really exciting. As I call out, we'll fire at the same time. Want to know the result? Use this light. Handed me a small flashlight. What would happen if we hit them with the light? They're shadows, so wouldn't they disappear? Thought it was a good idea, so I asked. They've already taken shape at that point, so a flashlight wouldn't work. It'll take light as strong as the sun. But it won't be that easy. I pulled the light in my pocket. What if there are enemies left over? Any enemies you let get away will attack you. You won't help me? I will, but I can't do it that quickly, so brace yourself for their attacks. If I run out of energy? Retreat, go back to the floor's entrance and recover your strength, then we'll try again and clear it again. Okay? Well, I'm scared, but okay. You just need to get more accustomed to fighting. Okay, we'll train here until school ends. Not going back to class. If there's something more important to you than your life, by all means. Never mind. My life's on the line, so I can't help feeling uneasy about this kind of thing. Let you go when classes end, so give it your best. Let's start. Commence with my training. Let's take a break. On a suggestion, I lowered the gun in my hands. Ha! My arms hurt. She was heading for the corner of the field. Riki-kun, pick up some twigs. Why? Just do it. Okay, I will. I picked up as many twigs as I could hold in one hand and gave them to Tokido-san. Is this enough? Yeah, it'll do. She leaned against a shady tree and started snapping the twigs. Snap, snap. I threw them behind her and she snapped them. When she was done, she quietly sat down and hugged her legs. She put her face in her lap and closed her eyes. What's wrong? Nothing. I was just wondering what I should do. Why don't you sit? We're on break. I hesitated, then sat next to her. Why did you scatter twigs? If an enemy comes, we'll hear them step on them. Oh, I get it. It's just for peace of mind. Probably won't work on shadows. It's kind of a habit. What? She opened one eye and asked me like maybe she was worried about my silence. If there's something that you want to say, just say it. I was thinking how incredible you are. That was probably kinda cliche. That was all I could say in this unreal situation. Incredible? Yeah. Riki-kun, you're probably the type that makes sure he has plenty of sharp pencils and an eraser when taking finals. I do, but why do you bring it up? It's the same. They're both ways of being prepared. Well, it's natural for you. Right, so you don't need to say I'm incredible, because it's natural. Sorry. Why are you apologizing? I don't know. I'm not sure why. But I wanted to apologize. I didn't know why. Maybe it's because she was kind of blunt. Idiot. She closed her eyes again. Only a small break, but make sure you rest. While we're exploring the labyrinth, you might have to sleep standing up. Okay, I understand. I immediately followed her advice and closed my eyes too. After school, I was on the grounds as usual. It'd be nice if I could at least rest a little. Let's put on the batter's box again. But I would gonna be okay. There aren't that many people out here. After my surroundings while looking for the bell. Slowly moved further away from the flower fields, and before I knew it, I was here. Hello. Rain has learned the change-up. My phone started vibrating in the middle of dinner. I checked it after finishing and found a text from Tokido-san. In 1 hour at the entrance was the rendezvous time and place. Until I finish this incomprehensible search, I'll be able to play with Kyosuke in the rest of the evenings. I was thankful that I can still play baseball after school and have the luxury of being able to choose what I did. My life is at risk here. Hey, please pay more attention to your surroundings at night. The moment we met, I was scolded. Wow, it's back to normal. That's to be expected. Alright, after we stacked the tables and chair into a pyramid. What a pain. I wonder if we can finish it tonight. Depends on how in your performance, Riki-kun. When it comes to using my head, I have some confidence, but such a pathetic partner. We rebuilt the pyramid wordlessly. We both looked quite pathetic. The figure of Tokido-san's doing this resembled that of a girl on cleaning duty. As if she were actually a normal girl. But as she is such a beauty, if she were a normal girl, I probably would never have a chance. Whoops. When I think back on it, she was really popular in the classroom. I was no longer sure how to feel about our relationship. Wait, why was I thinking about such things? Completed the pyramid. Clunk! The underground passage open. She headed into the darkness as a matter of fact. Stop! Since she arrived at the top of a ladder. I'll go down first. Follow me and be ready to fire. Don't use the ladder. Jump down. It may seem scary in the dark, but it's only a 2.6 meter drop. Clean up the enemies you miss. If you miss, you'll have time to retaliate, so brace yourself. Alright, if I have to do this minigame again, I better save it. Yay! Wonder if this battle plan will work. Let's go. Game start. As she jumped down, I followed. Aim for the target and left click to shoot while the target is visible. Battle start. What is this game anymore? Perfect! Excellent! I have a health bar. You are good. Really? That was perfect. But I'm trembling more than ever. Even though you fired your gun so calmly, you are so modest, Riki-kun. Do you want to turn on the shooting game? Easy mode, normal mode, off. Normal mode, I guess. Well then, this is where the problem starts. She looked around. Befitting its name, the underground room was fortified with concrete. She walked up to the only door in the room. Seemed like she's going to try opening it. On the other side, there's a complicated underground maze. There it is. Another one of those keywords that messes up my normal daily life. Seems the hidden treasures lying in the depths of this sprawling underground maze under our school. What are we going to do? We're going in, of course. An underground maze? We won't be able to finish tonight, right? That's right. We need food and water, so let's continue tomorrow. Continue? Hey, voice my worries. If we leave things like this, won't we be ruthlessly attacked by the Darkness executives? For example, in the dorms tonight? Right. Next time you wake up, you may already be a prisoner. And we must finish this today. It's alright if you sleep during the day. In your case, nobody would find it unusual, right? She knows about my illness. That's right, I'll be ignored if I sleep during class. How about you? I can be half asleep, half awake, and I maintain a waking sleep state. Wow. Not at all normal, right? Give a small self-tormenting laugh after seeing my perplexed look. I think that's cool. You're like a soldier. I worked as a soldier too. A mercenary, though. My words were stuck in my throat. When I really think about it, maybe cool was a poor choice of words. Perhaps to her sleep was nothing more than a long break. Sorry. That's fine. Don't worry about me. Let's stop here and return to the dorm. Even if you can't sleep, you'll feel more comfortable in your room, right? Right before we were to go our separate ways, I wanted to ask, hey, are you really alright with me? What are you talking about? Being your partner. When I think about it, I'm the enemy already knows who you are, so there's no point in me being your partner. Now that you mention it, that's right. Yeah, there are people who'd be better at it, like Kengo and Masato. Should I introduce them to you? Wouldn't that be a problem for you? Wouldn't you threaten to speak to anyone? That's right. But you could have just had them come along with you. You don't want to protect this girl, Rin. Why did she bring Rin up? It's true that they will leave her alone if you don't do anything. But you move forward too, you know? That's another way to protect her, do you understand? Well, I don't really get it. In other words, I'm saying you could use your strength to thoroughly destroy the enemy. And it finally dawned on me. You earned the right to move forward. Are you throwing it away? Don't throw it away. If there's someone at fault, it would be me for sneaking into the school building 2 days ago. Since it's come to this, I'm going to muster my courage and move forward. This would be my first mission without Kyosuke. I want to become that gallant figure. I got it. Right, that should be good. Then be good and return to your dorm and sleep. This is what I'd like to say, but try to stay awake until morning. Yeah, I'll try. Where were you? Everyone was looking for you, you know? Sorry, I had some business at school. Oops, I said it where I really was. I'm not careful, Masato and everyone may get caught up in this. What, again? I was helping someone who missed school for a while with studying. Hey, ain't it enough helping me? I felt sorry for the kid since he has no friends. Besides, all you ever do is copy my notes. I'm not actually teaching you. You are unexpectedly good at taking care of others. Somehow fooled him. I'll be out late for a while. I'll feel lonely. And? Can I keep the light on till morning? Why? Because I'm helping that kid. I don't have time for my own studies, so I'm thinking of pulling an all-nighter. So selfless can you be? That's abnormal. Well, it's not normal for me. You might donate so much blood you'd die. I'm worried. It's fine. I know when to stop. That's alright then. After Masato fell asleep, I'll go to my desk and start studying. I'm going to sleep during class, so I should study now. I had studied more than enough, but the night was still young. It was only 3 o'clock. I had nothing to do. Why was the middle of the night so boring? I wanted to sleep. Maybe I should sleep. No, I couldn't sleep. It was pitch black outside. When I thought that someone might have been standing there, I shivered. All the sleepiness went away. I had to study for the day after tomorrow too. So the night went on. I could hear a sparrow chirping in the distance. It was finally dawn. My sight was bleary. If I go to the classroom, I can sleep. Gotta try. I don't even have an appetite. Ugh, so sleepy. Finally made it to the classroom. Dude, are you okay? I look like this, but I'm better than ever, so don't worry. Really? If you say so. Class started, and I immediately fell asleep. When I woke up, there was a strange sensation on my face. You awake? The voice came from behind me. Something was covering my eyes. I seemed to be sitting, but I couldn't move. I guess it doesn't matter. So I'll stay quiet. It won't matter how loud I yelled. If it was somewhere where people could hear me yelling, I'd be, gagged. What are you going to do with me? I'm the one asking questions here. I remembered. Hadn't she said that there were other spies who infiltrated the school? That had been confirmed beyond a doubt. The Darkness executives weren't our only enemies. There would be more like this girl. I had to fight against them too. It was okay to sleep during class, but I needed to be awake during break, when anyone could come and go as they please. I'd screwed up. Well, I have some questions. Her voice was relaxed as she was discussing the newest gossip. I'm sure you and her have already found the door. Didn't respond. Where's the door? How do you open it? I kept quiet. I think you'll be okay if you don't talk. You don't want this to get rough, you better tell it to me straight. If you tell me everything right now, I'll let you go unharmed. Get it? Since you're hiding amongst your other students, you won't do anything that would blow your cover. If you hurt me, it'll cause a commotion at the school. It's not a position you want to put yourself in. Or am I wrong? My voice was shaking when I said it. You're braver than you look. There's hope for you yet. Okay, let's have some fun. Put something over my ears. Headphones? Followed by a brain-rattling attack. Sound stopped. It was a thunderous roar. I could tell the headphones had been taken off, but I couldn't think. It was strange that I hadn't fainted. Me? Can you hear me? Her voice disappeared into the intense ringing in my ears. I felt like I was going to throw up. We were grandstanding, so don't give me that after just 3 seconds. That was only 3 seconds. But you can't just wipe the drool up. Except that I guess you can't use your hands. Those have looked utterly disgraceful. Oh yes, as you said, we don't really want to cause a scene. But that's only a slight problem. Necessary. We can risk it and do something like this. I'll ask you one more time. Where is the door? How do you open it? What should I do? Would I be able to endure another round of that kind of torture? Bam! With the sound of an explosion. What? Snap! Restraints on my hands came off. Without a sound, the blindfold came off too. Over here! Was Tokido-san's voice. I was pushed from behind and I tumbled toward the hallway. Tokido-san was standing there holding a gun. It was pointed directly behind me. Stay down! Bang, bang. Fired a number of shots into the classroom. I turned around, the classroom was full of smoke. Someone came flying out of it. Flew past me and headed toward Tokido-san. The enemy appeared to be a student who, like us, is wearing a uniform. Oh, if it isn't Tokido-san. This is just as I suspected. She took something out from the back of her uniform. What do you want? I need Riki quid for something. I'll just look for it after I cut you up. The blade she was wielding in one hand glinted. The weapon sliced toward Tokido-san and grazed her. Clink! I just deflect it with her gun, but that took all she had. There was fresh blood gushing from a small wound on her hand. Tokido-san! Get back! Pull your back to the wall, protect your back! A series of orders came flying out of her mouth. I hardly did as I was told, and then I noticed. Right, there can be more than one enemy. The attacks came incessantly, so fast that my eyes couldn't keep up. Tokido-san avoided them and occasionally parried with her gun. And it looked like she could win. Ha! And just like that, the tables turned. She struck her opponent's legs out from under her. Her opponent fell forward. Tokido-san used the opportunity to smash the butt of her gun into the back of her opponent's head. Whack! The girl slammed into the floor. She didn't so much as twitch. That's right, game over. She put the barrel of the gun to her opponent's head. Then she, bang, didn't pull the trigger. This had concluded without a gruesome ending. I'll take care of it. Didn't know what she meant by that. It was 100 times better than killing her right before my eyes. More than anything, I was just happy to know she didn't just go around shooting people. Yeah, okay. What did she ask you? Where the door is and how to open it? Oh, and what did you say? Hang on a minute, guys. What did you say? Nothing. Though I think I'd have talked soon. That's fine. I think you know already, but you need to stay awake during breaks. Yeah, I realize that now. Surprise! When I looked in on your class, I heard that you'd been carried to the infirmary. Really? It was most likely Masato then. Masato? Oh, you know Harakun, who was sleeping next to you. Oh, I see. As usual, his muscle proved useless. Tokido-san started treating her wounds. She quietly applied gauze and started wrapping the bandages. Do you want to help? It's fine. This is no big deal. It's not fine. It's hard to wrap with only one hand. Come on, give me your hand. She said nothing and held her hands out toward me. Hey, what would you have done if I talked? Killed you both. Thank God I didn't talk. It was a joke. I've already decided I won't kill you. I've been watching since about halfway through the ordeal. You didn't seem to be in much danger. Come to think of it, that sound torture was pretty half-hearted. Also, given where the entrance is, it was going to be discovered eventually. And anyway, they could just tell me to find it. So there wasn't any need to hide it anymore. Rather than running and hiding, it's more effective to make a move. That's how it is. Don't brush it off. That goes for you too. Me? You got tortured earlier, but it ended the way because they suspected you were a normal student. I saved you, so I guess it doesn't matter anymore. Be careful from now on. You may not realize it, but my name is well known. If they know you're my partner, you could be kidnapped at any time. I'm not sure what to do, but I'll be careful. There's a few points to follow. First, don't trust anyone, not even you. Trust me the most after yourself. First off, there's no way a spy can trust all their counterparts. For example, my boss may order me to cooperate with a spy from a friendly country. Even in that situation, I cannot trust them. They're likely to feel the same way about you, so you trust them while staying cautious. Are my boss's orders correct? What if my partner is in league with the enemy? Could there be a third party involved? In those kinds of situations, you have to read into everything. Everything. Yes, everything in my example. What if my boss was a double agent and I had unknowingly been feeding him information? I don't need to go that far. I have to take into account even the most remote possibilities. What is important is the accuracy of your information, ability to make good decisions, and your analytical ability. Beyond that, just keep things as simple as possible. Simple enough that you aren't likely to screw up in a life or death situation. I don't think I can handle that. You can't. You'll die. Her tone didn't change, but I thought I could feel a chill in her words. The world you're dabbling in is a perfect, messed up one. Depending on the situation, you may have to treat your worst enemy like your best friend or chase honest people to the point of death. She spoke in a flat tone as if advising herself. I could think of anything to say. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. Huh? I'm just speaking to the worst case scenario. Of course, if you take it lightly, you're going to die. Which is it? It's almost time. Be careful and get a little more sleep. There was a faintly pleasant smell. Okay, I'll do that. It was risky to act on my own, but I needed to fulfill my promise. Soon after I arrived at the courtyard, I found Nishizono-san. A lot of people in the cafeteria. Should be safe. I'd have my late lunch there. Woke up. What's wrong? Haven't been looking good recently. Nothing. I'm fine. Just thirsty. Oh, here. Drink this. He placed a 2-liter plastic bottle on my desk with a loud thud. It looks like a green tea on the outside, but there was something brown inside. What's this? A self-made muscle exercise drink. No, thanks. Not to go and buy some juice, but when I remember the torture this morning, I got dizzy. Masato? I have some muscle exerciser. Oh, my naming sense is so good it even got Riki's interest now. I'm just thirsty. Oh, drink up, quench yourself, and we'll have some fun. Took the bottle and drank a mouthful. Gulp. Yeah. What is this? I wasn't surprised by how good it is. You can have as much as you want. Crap, I'm gonna puke. This is worse than the torture this morning. No way. Should have just gone and bought the juice. I think there would be a trap right here. Usually I would never drink this. Was I that nervous? I was careless. Felt sick the next period and couldn't sleep. If it's safe here, I kept an eye out as I got closer, then called out to her. After making a promise that could hardly be considered one, I left the courtyard and headed to the sports grounds. Oh, I get to be together with everyone. What happiness, I felt like dancing for joy. Alright, I got it. It's a lot of fun. Be having a very unpleasant day, so exercise felt great. So refreshing. Yeah. She interested? Yeah, that even a student that's as aloof as Kuragaya-san would willingly get herself involved like this. Isn't baseball great? This is fantastic. I can't put up with it, that you're the only ones doing something fun. I want to let flow the sweat of youth together with these lively young girls too. Okay, I think you can join. It's reassuring to having Kuragaya nearby. I don't mind, but it's up to Kyosuke. Yeah, I'll go ask him. Everyone has already gathered. You awake? My eyes hadn't come into focus, so I couldn't tell who it was. It's okay, nothing to worry about. Tokido-san. When I noticed her sitting on the edge of the bed, I jumped up. What's with that attitude? I was keeping watch over you. Yeah, but wasn't expecting you to be looking after me. It's usually be my childhood friend Kyosuke who would do that. Fudge. Do you love him that much, even though he's a man? Okay, this is not any of the options. I love him. I love him. Why are they all love? Why did I come up with a harmless option like none of the above? No, it's not that I love him. I look up to and rely on him. You could say that he's my hero in my eyes. I now want to have a bout with him. Who do you think would win? Probably Kyosuke. Kyosuke, definitely Kyosuke. Kyosuke. All of the options are basically the same thing again. I'm amazed at how much you adore him. No, well, that's how it is. Well, whatever. She suddenly stood up. Rest until nightfall. You shouldn't sleep, okay? Yeah, okay. Thanks. Sure. She left the room, leaving behind the smile and a set of her hair. Rested for a while and left my room to have dinner. Whenever... I shouldn't be alone. Have him come along. Thanks, I'm counting on you. It's fine, can have some cutlet. Make it sound like a snack. I'd be super happy if you treated me to some. Nodded a yes, he can act as a bodyguard. Yahoo! Cutlet, cutlet! High spirits, he pushed me along. The breeze feels great. I don't really care. Sato apparently wasn't the type to talk about such things. As I stepped outside the dorm, I saw familiar people standing near the bench. It's Rin and Kud. Struck me that they were an unusual pairing. I don't really care. Hey, that's the same thing he said earlier. I think I should be angry. Is Masato only interested in the cutlet I promised him? There's a pop quiz tomorrow. I don't really care. Yep, cutlet is the only thing on his mind. Masato, say cutlet. Cutlet, cutlet. What about the pop quiz tomorrow? I don't really care. I'm obviously only thinking about cutlet. I got the feeling that if I was abducted in front of him, he'd just go eat alone. No, then I wouldn't be able to pay. He'll protect me. Is that what it means to be friends? Best friends? Would he protect me if there was no cutlet? This is raising some serious doubts in my mind, but I shouldn't think about it too hard. I went with Masato to have a late dinner. Text came in the middle of dinner today as well, and 1 hour at the entrance. It was the same as yesterday. It was pitch black. About 1 hour had passed, but even after 10 more minutes, there was no sign of her. I waited some more. 20 minutes. 30. She wasn't coming. To think about the worst case scenario. Tokido-san herself was caught by the darkness executives or other spies. Anything could have happened to her. The school is full of her enemies. If that was the case, I can't wait here any longer. I should go to the girls' dorm and see if I can get information on her whereabouts from anyone. At the entrance, we ran into each other. She stayed dead silent. Her face was distorted, as if enduring something. Looking more carefully, one of her cheeks was turning red, and lines were running all over it. Touched that part of her uniform sleeve. But the lines didn't disappear. That's right, I slept. I see. Because she slept with her uniform sleeve pressed against her cheek, and left those marks. As you imagine, I let my guard down and fell asleep, even though I told you not to. I did it myself. Hilarious, right? Stupid, right? You want to laugh, right? Just laugh already. How does she get so angry? I have absolutely no idea. I blinked with surprise, unable to respond. Could it be you didn't realize I've been sleeping? I was wondering. Her shoulders drooped. What's wrong? I fell asleep. That's normal. You're human, aren't you? That's why I'm late. Well, late or not, it's not like we promised to meet at a certain time. Moreover, what is most important is that you're safe. I was worried you might have been captured. Ooh, you're slow, aren't you? You just laughed out loud. That'd have been better. Well, that's nothing to laugh about. I was seriously worried. Overslept. Sorry. No, it's alright. Why do I get so flustered when you are around? Can you carry this? Hang on. Close the window again. She passed me a backpack. Can I put things in as well? You're welcome to. Then wait a sec. Backpack I received was unnaturally heavy. When I opened it, there were so many spares with black luster that I didn't even want to ask where she got them from. I had to touch them as little as possible, and I put my things in the middle. Is it really alright if I put my stuff in this? I was worried that they may explode upon impact, but I decided not to think about that. Alright, I'm done. Mumble mumble. As I said that and stood up, Tokido-san muttered something and started walking toward the school. I quickly followed her. Looks like we have to start by doing this again. Two of us started stacking chairs and tables into a pyramid. Probably someone who has to clean us up every morning. Wonder what they think. I doubt they'd be weirded out. Probably think it's the mystery club or something. I see. Trying to summon aliens and stuff? Clunk. The door to the underground maze open. Wonder if the enemies we defeated yesterday will be here. Wait. Felt like your senses sharpened in the darkness. There aren't any down here right now. That's good. Basement 1. Then let's start the underground exploration. Would it be better to turn off the light? It's safer to keep it on in narrow tunnels, so there'll be no shadow. Correct, but in wide places where light can't reach, in other words, rooms like this, you enter without light. You don't want to tip them off. Understood. I was extremely uneasy. Okay, the game genre has changed. Just like that. How do I do this now? Oh. Okay, it's actually like a dungeon crawler. It's a door. That's right. Are there any enemies? I'm sorry, but I can't tell. Let's be prepared. There you are, being modest again. I know you'll have my back. You're giving me too much credit. Okay, there's no other way to go. Battle start! Excellent! Excellent! Okay. Onwards, I guess. The path splits. What will we do? That's a tough one. If we go the wrong way, we may run into a trap. A trap? If you get caught without knowing what it is, you're dead meat. I came prepared for danger, but there seem to be a lot of challenges. That's right, you decide. Me? Your reaction is slow. Such an erratic proposal. I thought you were talking to someone else. Who else is there? No, that's right, but you've shown yourself able to avoid my traps. That can't be called a sixth sense. Believe in yourself. I really am deciding? That's what I said, didn't I? Really, me? Decide already. Wow, what a problem. To make a decision with our lives hanging in the balance. Then? Alright. I think I'll just save at each junction. Yeah. I'm gonna go this way. It's a door. That's right. There may be enemies or something some life-threatening trap. That's right. You're smart. That much is obvious. My life is on the line after all. Really? It's my decision, right? That's right. Found anything? It's an empty room. Thank God. Okay. Should I see what a trap looks like? There are no enemies. We can turn the light on. Well then, I think there should be a door going down over here, but I turned on the light and looked around. There was nothing but walls. There's nothing around or under us. That leaves only one direction. She said that and looked at the ceiling. Just as she predicted, there was a rope dangling down, so it was so high up that it seemed so hard to reach. The arm extended to a small hole in the ceiling, so there's no doubt there's some contraption here. This is the time to use our brains. That's right. I want to pull it, but I can't reach it, and it doesn't seem like we have anything to throw at it. Let's take a break and think it over. We'll sit down and had a sip of water. I tried searching the backpack for any tools we could use. Weapon, something like a weapon, food weapon, water weapon. Exactly what I expected. If it's come to this, we must rely on our own strength now. How about it, my clever, reliable partner? None of our equipment would do the job. I see. Then there's only one possible way I can think of. What's that? Let's jump to reach the rope, but that alone won't be enough. It's something to step on. That would be me, Tokido-san. It doesn't say. Well, I assume that I went the right way, so I'll just save here. Me. One of us can jump off the other's shoulders. Will you reach it though? I think you can pull it off. Does that mean you'll be under? I think it's better than me being on top. Okay, let's try. We stood up and prepared ourselves, bent over underneath the rope. Climb on my shoulders and make use of the momentum when I stand up straight. Alright, got it. Okay, go ahead. I bent over right below the rope. After Tokido-san jumps, I have to move away immediately. And excuse me. She put her right, then her left foot on, and the weight of her entire body was on me. She's unexpectedly light. She just has to jump before losing her balance. 1, 2, go! I sprang up with a great force. After that, I rolled sideways, waiting for her to land. She did not land. I looked up, her body was floating in the air. The weight of her body was pulling down the rope. the same time, there was a clunk from below, and when I looked, I saw that the floor was moving. That must be the entrance to the next floor. Good, we cleared that. Didn't expect having a partner would come in handy like this. That's right, if you were alone, we wouldn't have been able to clear that. Everyone else will have a hard time clearing this. And can you turn off the light? Again, into the darkness, the world where only she can see. Obviously, there'll be a guard. Right, are you ready? Whenever you are. Basement 2. This is so weird. Oh my gosh. That was boring. Good job. Yeah, let me just do that again, maybe. Let's try that again, eh? Excellent! You know, you should join our organization. Because of my skill with guns? Right, I was prodigical. But I want to continue studying normally and get a normal job. What a waste of talent. Yeah, sorry. Oh no, there's more than one way. Okay, time to save. Straight ahead, bro. Roar! Excellent! Okay. I did not mean to go that way. Maybe I did mean to go that way. I don't know. Oh, great. I'm gonna save on this one right here. No enemies, no traps. Okay. Okay, I gotcha. Only this way, so we good. Roar! Way to go. Whoops. Turn around. What? Where's the treasure? Just tell us. Whew. We're doing good, guys. We're doing good. Ha 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 ha. This way. Yay, we went all the way back. Hopefully we don't get in trouble for going the wrong way. Hopefully not. We're at another room. Stop. She stopped me. It's a trap. Eh? There's a ton of venomous snakes. Turn on the light. Run immediately. Snap. It was only a moment, but the horrible scene I'd never forget floated up in front of me. Run while they're surprised. Being pushed from behind, I ran sluggishly out of the room. Phew! It's fine now. Okay, does that mean we should not do, traps? I can find a dungeon map here. Does it matter if I, like, as long as I survive, right? It's fine. Oops. Very dark, too. Very, very scary. No, that way, straight. Stupid. Right, another room. Doesn't seem to be any danger. You can turn the light on. Seems to be a sort of stone. A stone in the shape of a rice ball lay in the side of the room. It was easily 3 meters wide. Yes, it has "the way down is underneath" written all over it. Tokido-san cautiously approached the stone. The way down is probably beneath this. She touched it and turned back. Then can we just move the stone? Seemed like hard work. No matter how I look at it, it's impossible for one person. Even two may have a hard time. Figuring this out is your job. I'm counting on you, partner. You only say that at times like this. First off, I tried to move the stone. I pushed it, but it didn't budge at all. It doesn't appear to be fixed in place. It was simply heavy. Even if I pulled it, it didn't budge. It didn't move no matter what. I'll help. Even with two of us, it made no difference. We'll have to use our heads. Right. There aren't any gaps, so we can't use leverage. If you crack something this big, you need quite a lot of gunpowder, and we'll get buried along with it. I shone the light around us. I noticed something. This room is a cube. Now that you mention it. And so? No, that's all. What's that? I was expecting something more. Tried leaving the room. Don't go too far. It's dangerous. Got caution like a kid. Well, it's certainly dangerous. It's near the door of the room. There was a round stone protruding from the wall. They seem to have been attached after the wall was constructed and could be turned. Oh no. Not puzzles. Not puzzles. Turn it right. Set the light down and grab with it with both hands and put force into it. Stone gave off a chaffing sound and turned. A clunk sound came from the room. Yes, I got it. Nothing changed here though. Tokido-san's words came from inside the room. That's strange. But the earth trembled. Yeah! Tokido-san screamed. Something happened inside the room. Ooh. I picked up the light and jumped into the room. My sense of balance was disturbed. The floor was tilted. Hung onto the diagonal floor and looked for Tokido-san with the light. Been pushed into the corner of the room. Tokido-san, don't look. Lower the light. Alright. Was she unhurt? I was worried. I'm fine now. Showing the light on her, Tokido-san was standing there normally. In other words, the mechanism is that the stone moves the room sideways, Riki-kun. That was quite the achievement. Clapped her hands. Seems she wasn't hurt. I'm sorry, I didn't think it suddenly became like this, and move the mechanism. Why are you apologizing? It's an achievement. I should praise you. But you were crumbling in the corner, and you screamed so loud, like, yeah! Are you not hurt? That's right, just like you said, I almost died. I almost got squished between the rock and the wall. Being unhurt is a miracle, right? It's funny, right? A spy got caught by a contraption and almost died. That's laughable, right? That's right, laugh, it's alright, do it, go! No, this masochistic performance you show from time to time is hard to understand. Mumble, mumble. She hunched up and kept on mumbling. I couldn't make out what she was saying, though. Maybe she was actually a negative thinker. There's an opening over here, pointed at where the stone had been. It seemed like she didn't care about the entrance anymore. Well, that's fine. I'll show my bona fide from here on. She suddenly recovered her bravado and stood up. However, she immediately collapsed on the spot. Are you hurt? Seems like a sprain. In that case, let's go back for today. But next is my specialty, battling. I was going to show off. Saliva flew at my face. No, you're already super enough as you is. Tried to encourage her. You are really slow. Here, I'll lend you my shoulder. Let's go back. This adventure comes to an end here. I feel like that's not the right answer. So let me do a different one real quick. Turn it left. Doesn't seem to turn left. Degrees. I got it with both hands and put into it. The stone came with a chaffing sound, started to run. I came from the room. Yes, I got it. Nothing changed here, though. Shown inside the room. Unbelievable. The room had turned. The floor became the ceiling, and the ceiling became the floor. Yeah! Roll. Stop it! Roll. I'm gonna die! Roll. As the revolution stopped, jumped into the room and searched for Tokido-san during the light. Reached the corner of the room, then she abruptly stood up. Turn that now you find! A critical voice came flying out. Turn it a little. Almost killed by your partner. Are you hurt? No, it was a miracle. I've been squashed by that huge stone. Silver lining. Mumble. She's sad. Negative thinker. Opening here. Oh, there's a that. I think I'm gonna go with the The right one. Man, I'm tired. Let's go to breakfast. Sure. Wasn't really hungry, but I needed to keep up my normal routine. Yesterday I told Tokido-san that I love Kyosuke. Is this him returning my feelings? With that, I knew class was over. I need to be alert, stay calm, and keep an eye out for trouble. Fun, fun, fun! Cell phone in my pocket vibrated and shook me awake. A text? I was in class, but the sender was listed as unknown. So I decided to look. You're being watched. Act normal. A sudden message from Tokido-san. No one's watching me? Looked around, but everything appeared normal. Another text arrived. See, for now, I'll hide. Hide? Exhaustion evaporated and was replaced by worry. At break time, I quickly sent her a text. What are you doing? No response. And an indescribable sense of unease crept into my mind. Drink some turmeric tea. With perfect timing, my shoulder was grabbed and I jumped. Oh, you're so excited. You're jumping. You jumped. I was just really surprised, and my liver was just fine. So no thank you. Probably feeling down because of the torture I'd gone through. Maybe I'll go wash my face to calm down. It's time to change classrooms, so the hall was full of people. I was suspicious of everyone now. Walked down the hall like so many times before as I tried to calm my nerves. Foo! As my face tightened up from the cold water, I felt a little better. I took out my handkerchief and... Huh? What this kind of handkerchief? Silvery white powder wrapped in a clear film fell into the sink. Was that? I know the smell. The handkerchief smelled vaguely like gasoline. Whoosh! White powder in the sink went up in flames. Whoa! The chemical ignited and produced a bright flame. What kind of chemical is that? Panicked and fled the scene. Class had started a while ago, but I didn't feel like going back to the classroom. What the heck did that and why? Was this a warning? Or maybe? Riki-kun, good work. Wah! What? There's no need to be so surprised. I was surprised because I was scared. It's okay now. And if I then caught one of our enemies. What, really? Yeah, thanks to you. That's true. You know what happened earlier? It was a nice fire. It changes to play with chemicals. I knew it. That was your doing. Thanks to your exaggerated reaction, I flushed out 3 of the people watching you. In a situation like that, a normal person would turn to look, but those 3 kept an eye on you and their surroundings. That's how a seasoned veteran would react. I hadn't noticed at all. Probably mistook it for an attack. It would be necessary to act confused in the situation, but also still keep watching you without turning toward you. That even possible? Of course, with training you can read a newspaper out of the corner of your eye without turning your head. My feeling that she's a superhuman just keeps growing. Since you're not hurt, that everything is a-okay. No, it's not. And I've gotten anything worse than light burns anyway. Also, I plan on coming to get the compound before it started to burn. Burn? Yeah, sodium also oxidizes and burns when exposed to air. Didn't you learn that in chemistry? Do remember that sodium reacts to moisture and becomes hydrogen, and sodium hydroxide. It's dangerous either way. Like I said, I was going to come to help you before that happened. Ah, you can sleep now. No one's watching over you at the moment. Somehow I felt like I was seeing a pro in action for the first time in a while. This reconfirms that Tokido-san really is a genuine spy. Lunch! The shopping wagon was busy again. It was plenty savage. Amidst the roars of battle, I could hear something about new merchandise. Is there some kind of new bread? Anyone would want to try a new item. Inadvertently, the competition was fiercer than usual. I want to go into that crowd. Lost your nerve? Huh, whoa. Much to my surprise, Tokido-san was standing right next to me. Hey, could you stop reacting like that? And as you stop appearing out of nowhere, I've been here the whole time. You just didn't notice. Oh, sorry for not noticing. So what's up? I'm here to buy bread. Ah, you came for the new bread too. That's right, I've been looking forward to it. With a bit of intimacy in those words, because she's usually only a bit thought about fighting. Also, this is training. I take that back. What's with that cold look? Nothing, don't worry about it. This is perfect. Let's make it a competition. I don't want to. Looked at her and vaguely nodded. We'll see who can buy certain items. Of course, the new one is worth the most points. Also, savory breads and sandwiches are worth a lot of points. The cutlet sandwich was especially popular and worth a lot. And finally, there are those sweet rolls that nobody wants. Stuff like anpan is worth only 1 point. Okay, I think I can handle that. The loser will be penalized. Eh? Okay, game start. It's gonna be another weird mini game. Started the game before I had time to complain about the punishment part. Guess I've got no choice, better hurry. Lost sight of her. Disappeared completely in an instant. Not wanting to fall behind, I dove into the crowd. You took your time. She already had a bunch of bread laid out on the table in front of me. I was sweating, but she was totally fine. She's just too much. Mind yours up too. Yeah. Sat down and laid out my bread. Felt like we were playing poker. I managed to get my hands on the new bread. Yakisoba bread, hot dog roll, and croissant. 12 points in total. I had no idea where she got that number. On my side, I have the new bread and a sandwich. These two are worth 15 points. I win. What? Hold on. Check the description of the new bread item. Description on the bread read new anpan. Anpan. Looks tasty. Or sounds tasty. Is this an anpan? What are you saying? It says so right here. The contents are different though. It says a bread made by kneading together strained bean paste and sweet bean jam in turn, then baking. That's right, I didn't notice the dreaded 1 pointer, and which total 6 points when I did my 5-point sandwich. Got half your score. I'm wretched, pitiful. Right? Go ahead and laugh. Give me your best. Ah! There it was again. Mysterious, self-depreciating performance. Damn, thought you wouldn't notice if I kept my mouth shut. But it's still the new bread, so it might be okay to give you more points. Anpan is worth 1 point. Yeah, guess you're pretty obstinate about that. She's the kind of person who seems perfect, but has enough luck to fall into every pitfall imaginable. It's just sad in a way. What the hell's with the new anpan? Doesn't make any sense. I just don't feel like eating it. I eat the rest of the bread, and just leave the bean paste. Lost in her own little world. Not sure if it's a good thing or not that I'm getting used to seeing her like this. But at very the least, it's a good thing that I didn't think she's a fun person. Well, tell me my punishment. No, it's fine, you didn't exactly lose. I don't care if the result is ambiguous to you. In my eyes, I clearly lost. Oh. How about I make the punishment ambiguous? That's fair, right? That's up to you. It's out of my hands. What kind of punishment should it be? Okay. During afternoon classes, you have to raise your hand every time the teacher asks a question. You have no way of knowing if I follow, though. That's why it's ambiguous. You don't need to answer every question, just raise your hand. I think you acting like a perfect honor student would be really cool. It's a shame I can't see it. Want me to take pictures? It's fine, leave it ambiguous. This is so unclear. Is it really okay? After lunch. A fight, huh? Show them all what I do every night. They'd be surprised. I fight every night. Real life or death battles. Made one for everyone, so let's fight. Alright, Miyo-chan, you're up. They're so carefree. They didn't feel like joining in. How ironic. Can't help but think of the danger of running into those guys in a narrow passage like this. If I keep going, I think I can get behind the cafeteria from here. How sad. I wish I could play with everyone forever. Though it's a little dry, so I should go buy some juice before dinner. You are late. I've been waiting forever. No, you are early, Tokido-san. She hasn't even been 1 hour yet. Probably wanted to clear her name after being late yesterday. And she did. Is your leg alright? It's perfectly fine. Now then, we're clearing the 3rd floor today. Wonder how many floors there are. It'd be nice to finish this quickly. She stopped carrying the desk and stared at me. What's wrong? Is it them? Hurriedly toured around, but the only thing reflecting in the window of the dark classroom was her own figures. Don't you find this a little enjoyable? Tokido-san muttered under her breath. Eh? Better think about that question. 19. No, doesn't matter. Save. Again, I don't think it matters, because I don't see the option. Well, there have certainly been some fun moments. Yeah. Aren't you well suited to being a spy? She seemed somewhat happy. Once again, we stuck up the desk. Oh. Basement 2. Basement 3. Battle! Fudge, man. Fudging. Johan, I'm sleepy. No, I'm not okay with that. 2, 3. There we go. Riki, way to go, friends. Okay, we're in a brand new room now. Hooray. And the light carefully. Wonder if there's traps on this floor. Of course there are. There's another fork am I choosing? Of course, why else would we be here? I'm mistaken this time, we may really die, you know. Like I said, we haven't died yet, so you won't die even if you pick the wrong way. You're that kind of guy. Seems you trusted me completely. In other words, on every floor, there's a room with a puzzle that unlocks the next floor, and a room with a deadly trap inside, is that right? Right? Not sure if there's always only one trap room, but all traps are empty. On the lowest floor, there's a secret treasure. Why was this maze built? What was the purpose of the rooms, and what was the maze protecting? I don't understand any of it. Seem to be in the same boat. Even if I asked, she'd just say she didn't know. Well, guys, it's been 3 hours. I'm gonna save it right here in this brand new game that we're playing, the Dungeon Crawler game. So, thanks for watching, guys. It's been fun. I'll see more of this game tomorrow. The visual novel and the dungeon part, crawling part. Bye!